EO.com. Gusto.com. Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Don.
Where do we stand on sus?
Hahn.
It's lame. It needs Viagra.
And Rosenberg.
I'm going to lift my shirt up, take my pants down, and shake it all around. This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
3 o'clock in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on a gorgeous Tuesday and just a day away from Game 1 of the NBA Finals between the Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. I am here in our studios in Soho. Alan Hahn is at Madison Square Garden getting ready for his preview show, which will air at 8 o'clock tonight. And we always airing at 8 o'clock when there are days off, airing at 7:30 when there are games in the NBA Finals. How are you, sir? Do I got that all correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we begin. It starts tonight, every night till we're done, all the way to the end. So the quiet time's over. It's time to get back to work.
Spike was emotional about it yesterday. Very much fired up that he's getting all this extra programming and getting to see one of his favorite Knick analysts.
Oh, you're going to be sick of me by the time we get to Father's Day. Sick of me.
And we're going to be out and about tomorrow. So, we're going to have a lot of basketball today. Rich Eisen is going to join us at 4 o'clock. He's going to be promoting This Was SportsCenter, Stories from the Set. Is going to be a podcast series that will be done by Rich Eisen. So it's always fun to get a chance to talk to him and get his thoughts on the Knicks and the Jets as well, a couple of teams that is close to his heart. Anders Lee is going to join us at 3:45 today. He's got something to promote, so it'll be nice to talk to, an Islander right now. We'll see if he's going to be an Islander in the future. He's an unrestricted free agent, so the hope is he'll stick around because he is the captain of the New York Islanders, and I think the heart and soul of that team. But listen, business is business, and I'm sure that'll be a topic of conversation as well with him. But the big thing, obviously, the Knicks, and we're getting closer and closer to tip, finally. I mean, it's been like you're rooting for a football team. That's the way the Knicks have made it.
Yeah.
You're getting these weeks off, right? Like that, like a football team, right? They win the championship game, and then you wait for them to finally play in the Super Bowl. Not waiting 2 weeks like you would if it were a Super Bowl, but still, 8 days, 7 complete days off, and we'll finally get a chance to see them play basketball tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm wondering this, though, Don. And number one, they have now 2 experiences in long breaks between series. And it stood out to me that the guys were well aware that they weren't ready to play Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. They were able to steal that game because they kind of woke up late in that Game 1 in the fourth quarter. And obviously the Cavs also made some mistakes in that game as well. But they weren't happy at all with what they did with the time off. So they said, next time around, we're not doing this. Like, we're going to change it up. We're going to make sure that we are ready for Game 1. They don't want to give away a game. I like that. Because now they've already got that right, fresh in their mind. When they tip off tomorrow night, these players will all know, no, we can't. We know we got to be ready to play. We cannot have any rust to knock off, none of that. You got to be ready to go. So you'll have their attention right away. That's one. The other thing I wanted to ask you is, what do you think of this theory? The Knicks having all this time off also allowed them to have a day or two of basking in an accomplishment of reaching the championship round, of winning the Eastern Conference, having that trophy stuff and, the celebration in the locker room. It was muted, but still, they did celebrate. They were obviously having fun, enjoying the time. But you know how it goes. Like, it kind of it fades pretty quickly, right? You get a couple of days to feel good. Then you go back in the gym and you're like, all right, back to work. So you're not still caught up in it. You're not still a little drunk from it. They've already had so many days since they last won that game. It's almost like that was 9 days ago. So it's no longer something fresh. It's almost like next challenge. So it almost allowed them to get it out of their system and then get refocused. What do you think of that?
Maybe. It could also work the other way.
Okay.
Of my fear going into the Cavaliers series, more time to just be in a city where all anybody's talking about how you're winning the championship.
Yeah.
How great you are. You're going. It's your time. It's your year. It's all happening. And I know they've been amazing at being able to keep it internal, say all the right things. But I'm sorry. It's human nature, right? You're hanging around. You're picking up your kid from school, and all the kids are saying, how many games you going to win this in? You're going to sweep? You're going to win in 5? You know, you go get deli for lunch, and all the Knicks stuff's hanging all over the place, and they're saying, I can't believe you guys are going to win a championship.
Yeah.
And I'm not faulting the fans for that, but because they've won 11 straight, we've heard things like karma. We heard things like due. We've heard things like it's their time.
Right.
And so they're hearing that. The subway stations are all painted blue and orange. It kind of reminiscent of last year going to the conference final where they changed the names of the streets. Yeah. Like, this city is so captivated by it. That's why I thought to just get out of Dodge and don't pay any attention to it. But I can retort what you said, which is fair, to the opposite of you're sitting for a full week hearing how great you are, how you're going to win the championship, when's the parade, all that stuff. And as much as you're trying to deflect it, not pay attention to it, not buy into it, you hear it all the time.
Right.
You just hope that they don't start to believe it, and it becomes a bit of an issue. Now, the other difference between Game 1 of this series and Game 1 against the Cavs, both the positive and the negative, is that I think the Cavs were certainly affected by having the short turnaround. They had 1 day off.
Right. And they had to travel.
And they had to travel, and clearly it affected them in a positive way, I guess, because they were fresher than the Knicks were in the sense that they had just come off a game. The Knicks might have been a little stale. But then eventually I think the exhaustion of having played in the short turnaround led to the Knicks being able to come back and win the game. Because I think the Cavaliers, when you saw in that second half, they just didn't have it, and the Knicks had the legs and took advantage of it. The difference here, I think the Spurs had a perfect amount of time off. If you were to ask what's too much and what's too little, 3 to me seems like the perfect medium ground, right? Where you can rest yourself, but not too much rest, and they can kind of shake off what feels like to a lot of people outside of the New York metropolitan area, their championship. They knocked off the defending champions, and instead of riding high into the Game 1, maybe they were able to take the extra couple of days to shake it off and focus. It's so fascinating. I guess we'll find out. But I like the Cavs series and like every series, I think this Game 1 sets the tone. I really believe that the team that wins Game 1 wins the series.
Well, why do you put last year the Pacers won Game 1? Mm-hmm. Okay, like why are you putting so much on a Game 1? I think this is going to be a marathon series. I think they're going to they're throwing haymakers at each other throughout this.
And here's the difference. I think the Pacers were a huge underdog going into that Thunder series. I don't know if they were or weren't, but I looked at them as being the inferior team. And by winning Game 1, I think it kind of set them up for having a longer series. I think if they lost Game 1, it would have been over a lot quicker. By winning Game 1, I think it set them up to stay in the series. I've just had this feeling the whole time, and here's why I say Game 1 is so important.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's going to go back and forth. Like you said, it's going to be haymakers.
Right.
Knicks win Game 1. Spurs get their sea legs. They understand the importance of the game. They come back and they win Game 2 to even the series. The Garden's up for grabs. First finals game at Madison Square Garden in 27 years. That leads to the momentum of the Knicks winning. But then the Spurs, they come back, and I just think it's going to be blow for blow. And I think they're going to alternate wins. And that's why I think Game 1's going to be so important, because that first win is going to carry over. Because I really think it's going to be a blow-for-blow type of series. And then once you get to Game 7, obviously all bets are off, advantage Spurs, because they'll be home.
Right.
But That's how I kind of felt all along, even if it were the Thunder, that's kind of how it's going to be a classic series. And I think getting that first game is going to be so vitally important for that reason.
Okay, I like that. And I can say to you, because they're the road team, that if the Knicks take game one, this series is going to be over faster than you think. That's what I think. Like that's the dangerous thing, I think, for the Spurs, is if you lose game one, this series could be faster than you think. But I do just have this feeling that this is going to be a home court heavy type of series. And it's going to be remarkable. I said this yesterday. If you missed it, I went through a chapter and verse. I'm not going to do it again. But this team, since Wembanyama was a rookie, so it's 3 years now. That's 6 regular season games and 1 NBA Cup game. The record's 4-3. The Knicks have 4 wins when you count the Cup. Neither team has won on the other team's home court, and every game has had something crazy happen in it. Only one of them was when it was a dominated Brunson versus Wembanyama game. But everything else was someone else doing something, whether it was Bridges going for 41 on Christmas Day or Champagny on New Year's Eve going for 11 of 17 from 3. Always something wild happening in these games. And so that's why when you watch this series, it is going to be about which of the others are ready to step up. I think this is, again, we said this every series, it's a big Josh Hart series. Wembanyama is going to guard him because that's what he did when they played the Thunder. They put him on Caruso. They put him on Dort, guys who are, force those guys to shoot. Make them beat us. Hart's been living this life since he became a Knick. Every series, that's what the opposing team does. He's got to have more than one game where he knocks down a bunch of threes. He did that in each series. He had one game where he hit some threes and the Knicks won. But he's got to do it, I think. He's going to have to do it more than once. So that's something to watch. When everybody's talking about the Wembanyama versus Towns thing, they're not going to guard each other that much. It's not going to work that way. It's going to be where you want Wembanyama, if you're the Spurs, to be a free safety. You want him getting into the paint, helping out the guards, taking the Brunson factor away. So I've looked at different matchups and the matchup minutes and in the previous times they've matched up. There's really no rhyme or reason. The only one to watch is Stephon Castle and Jalen Brunson. That's one you can book it. It's almost like every time Brunson comes in the game, Castle's coming in the game. When Brunson goes out, Castle's going out. Because Castle has done a great job on Brunson. When they put Fox on Brunson, Brunson destroys him. So that's where you want to watch that mano-a-mano matchup. That's the big head-to-head, not the Wembanyama versus Towns. Those guys are not going to see much of time against each other. It's going to be Castle, the UConn kid, against Brunson. 2 Big East guys going head-to-head. That could tell you the whole series right there. Who wins that matchup?
It's going to be a lot of fun. I just look at the other factor is that we know how good the Knicks can be on the road. Like I don't see the Knicks winning both games in San Antonio. I don't see them losing both games.
But they can. Yeah.
No, they can't. I don't see them losing both. But then at the Garden, let's face it, sometimes in recent vintage, their worst performances have been there.
Not this year, but you're right. They've had that in the past. That's been a bugaboo in the past in the playoffs. You're right.
Absolutely. So I don't see, and again, you don't have that format of the old days, right, where it's 2-3-2.
It's not 2-3-2, right?
It's 2-2-1-1-1. So I could see the Spurs getting the split in those first 2 games. And
Don, do you think because now we're at this level, which we don't, I'm not even going to try to pretend like I know anything about this. Because I was nowhere near the Garden in '99. I was covering hockey, and in '94 I was a kid who couldn't afford. I could barely afford to get a booth at Charlie O's. Right, like because there was no watch party, so we would go there, and you'd try to sneak into a booth and just kind of sit there and try to order another water, waiting for the game. Then
what was the other place that was there? It was Charlie O's, and was it? What's the other restaurant that I'm thinking of that I can't? It was right there on the 7th Avenue side. Maybe it was after Charlie O's briefly.
Yeah, Charlie O's was underneath. That's what I remember from '94.
Where was Charlie O's again?
What was it?
No, where was it?
Where was it? It was on 33rd Street. 33rd Street side. Now that's closed now.
No, I'm talking about.
There's a Nick and Steph's now is there.
Okay, I'm
It's
talking
underneath. It's right built into the garden.
That's where Charlie O's was. But
Yeah.
if you walked in through 7th Avenue, go up the stairs.
Yeah.
So before you'd enter the breezeway.
Like on the left or the right?
Right, but it would be on the right-hand side.
Now I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
Oh, it's not open anymore.
Yeah. No, well, there's nothing there.
Right, but it's
I know
also
what you're
it was a
talking about.
chain restaurant that's not open anymore.
It's not Bennigan's, right? It's
But
like
it's something like
that.
something like that. Oh,
Yeah.
and it's going to bother me. Hopefully, somebody on social
Somebody
media
call
will
in or
remind me.
tweet at us. Yeah, that you're right. Though. Now you're right. There was something. There was a restaurant.
Because you
I
had
don't know why I can't
Cosby's
remember.
on the left-hand side.
Before they moved it. Yep.
Before they moved it.
On the left-hand side,
and on
right?
the right-hand side, there was a chain restaurant.
There was.
Kind of like a Bennigan's, kind of like
It
had a name. It was a guy. It
Was it
wasn't
a steak-
Friday.
Was it a steakhouse?
It was, they
was
sold
something-
steak.
It was a
but
chain steakhouse.
It was a
though.
chain steakhouse, and it was a guy's name.
Yes.
Like
Tad Steakhouse?
Not Taz, no.
No. Oh, it's going to bother me. Social media is going to explode with this because people are going to remember.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Well, all right. So while we're trying to figure that out, I want to now that we get to this level,
yes.
is there really home court advantage? When
Well-
you consider the majority of the building, now you're going to have fans cheering, yes, but we know it's just going to sound different. Is home court what it is in all the other rounds at this level?
Well, you know what? We're going to get into that, but I need you to talk about Rings In.
I do now.
Absolutely.
Why don't you answer that question first, while I think of something clever to say?
All right,
about
you know
Rings
what?
In.
No, Beefsteak Charlie's.
That's it,
Thank
yes!
you, John VC. Beefsteak Charlie's.
I knew it was
something
steak.
Charlie's. You remember
Steak
that,
something.
right?
Yes, of course I
You remember
do.
the Beefsteak Charlie's?
Yes.
I had a buddy. We had a bachelor party for him. We went to Beefsteak Charlie's at the Garden, and we went to Scores. Believe me, the beers were cheaper at Beefsteak Charlie's than at
Well,
Scores.
I mean, yeah, we know this. Yeah, I mean, Scores was
And that was when I was working at Sports Phone. So
quite a spot.
that was like
How did you
that was
afford
like a
to get
month's
into
salary.
How did you afford to get into Scores?
Well, he was a friend of mine, and I wanted to entertain
he
him.
knew
And what
some
better-
people.
Yeah, I knew.
Well, I know
anybody.
some people too when it comes to if you want to update or upgrade your house. I know some people that if you want to get the best, the most high-end products for your home, like for instance, me, I'm getting a beautiful French door put in, part of a big project we're doing, and I used Rings End. My contractor and I went to Rings End. Why? Because Rings End has extensive inventory that's built to last high-end product lines that contractors rely on. They have showrooms, by the way, so you can go in with products you can touch and feel so you know exactly what you're getting. They have 8 full-service lumber yards in Connecticut and Westchester County and 12 freestanding paint centers as well. Rings End is family-owned and operated since 1902, so they have a ton of experience, especially in the Northeast. They have deep Northeast roots. They are not a national chain. They are local, so all the contractors know them and work with them. And by the way, if you can't make it to one of their locations, you can shop online at ringsend.com. That's ringsend.com, Donnie.
Now, is there home court advantage at this level? So what your suggestion is a lot of pretty people get in, ticket prices are so expensive.
Especially at the Garden.
Is it
right?
your typical Garden crowd? Well, first of all, I can only go by experience. Again, the prices were not as high, but they were high. I was at Madison Square Garden in 2014 when the Rangers played in the Stanley Cup Final. Now, they came back down 2-0 against the Los Angeles Kings, but that building was rocking. Now, was it rocking like the old Garden? I can't attest to that because some people say that because of the reimagining, it doesn't hold the noise that it did back in the day and all that. I'm sure it was probably louder in 99 and 94 than it's going to be next week for Game 3. But I think that there are millionaires that are Knicks fans and get loud, right?
Well, of course. Yeah.
But could it be louder in San Antonio where the prices aren't as high? I can tell you one thing, though, just by the proximity. It's not going to be like it was in Cleveland and Philadelphia.
Although
I don't know you're going to get that many people. You'll get people.
I'm
but
hearing people already telling me that they've bought tickets.
I don't doubt it, but it's not going to be.
Friday night, remember, is game 2. It's a Friday night. There's people telling me that they're going.
Well, I get it. and there'll be people that are going. It's not going to be like
it won't be a
certainly not
takeover.
like Philadelphia.
It won't be a takeover. No,
I don't think it'll be a takeover.
But they'll still
Knick fans travel well. No, I don't know how.
Oh, the West Coast Knicks fans will be there. That's for sure.
That is for sure. So I'm not going to go as far as to say that it's going to be nobody, but there'll be people there, but it won't have the same influence because it's a little farther away. And you're talking about, listen, I'm sure they're much cheaper than they are in New York, but I'm sure they're not inexpensive either in San Antonio.
No.
Plus, you got to make sure you got the quick turnaround because you got to be back at the Garden for Game 3 on Sunday, right? So you got to make sure
Game 3 is Monday.
You play on Monday, so you got the extra day. All right. So what am I talking about? Yeah. So we're in good shape there, but we want to be able to get your predictions. We also want to hear from Wemby. Brian Windhorst had some interesting things to say on Get Up. Charles Barkley's made his prediction. Did that on Freddie and Harry yesterday. So want to get all that in. We'll talk about the Mets as they had their winning streak snap. Yankees playing the Guardians, and the Rays are in free fall. I don't know if anybody has paid attention, but they're only 4-6 in their last 10, and the Yankees have shrunk that deficit back to just 2 in the loss after the and I think just 1 back period because of the Tiger loss. They lost to the Tigers last night. So we got that to get into. We'll take your phone calls as well. But coming up next, we've got Peter live from Italy, and we're going to get his prediction. We're going to give the predictions today because we want to own them. We want you to react to them, and then we'll go from there.
And one more thing, Don.
Yes.
At some point before the end of this first hour, I want to discuss with you, because I have it, the jersey schedule for the finals.
Well, you know what? The fact that they even have a schedule for jerseys makes me sick. So we will get into that as well.
Wait till you hear this.
But Peter is live from Italy. He'll be coming up with his prediction, my prediction, Alan's prediction, and yours as well at 1-800-919-3776. We're just getting started on a Tuesday. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The team that is very talented and is playing its absolute highest level of basketball.
The Spurs.
The Knicks have been completely unstoppable.
The NBA Finals.
They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
I talk about how great we are. That doesn't matter. We just got to worry about being ourselves and just stay locked in and, go win.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877
to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS4KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. Just a bad ride on the BQE eastbound in Brooklyn over by Metropolitan Avenue. Ongoing cleanup from a big debris spill. Been out there for a few hours. Right lane is still blocked. You're jammed on the inbound Gowanus. Not moving much from Fort Hamilton Parkway. Not an easy ride heading over to the outbound George Cross Bronx westbound at a standstill from the Bruckner on through. Adding to the delays, a crash on the upper deck in the right lane underneath the apartments. Not much better on the West Side Highway northbound heading over to the outbound George. You're bumper to bumper because of a stall on the ramp to the upper deck, backed up there into the 90s. Inbound George still have some road work on both the upper and lower decks, about 15 to 20 minutes from 80-95. Outbound Lincoln and Holland Tunnels about 15 to 20 minutes each. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
.345 Anders Lee, 4 o'clock. Rich Eisen is going to be joining us. And now about 4:30, Chuck D is going to be joining. Big Knick fan, a guy that once upon a time I called a fraud. I don't know if we need to revisit that, but
probably not.
It might come up. Who knows? You never know.
He's flying high right now with this.
But he
Knicks
starts
run.
talking about loving the Celtics or something, or then we might have words.
Listen,
because it's not like he's in the room. I got nothing to worry about.
Right.
But we'll see. But he's going to be coming up at 4:30. Big Knick fan, and Alan's known him for a while because he does stay in touch. Watches the games on MSG.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we had let Peter know before he left to go to Italy for the WWE that he'd have to make himself available to come on to make his predictions. We decided to do it on Tuesday. We knew yesterday that the Spurs were going to be the opponent, but we wanted to wait, talk about it, and have him included.
Mm-hmm.
So we've decided here early in the show the day before we'd prognosticate how it's going to go between the Knicks and the Spurs. So Alan's got his locked in. I'm locked in as well. I don't think I feel as confident as Alan does.
Okay.
But Peter's been good, and Peter has been putting the money down. And so he's not just making a prediction, he's actually backing it up with cash. And hopefully you've got it all lined up how to make these bets from Italy. He's Peter Rosenberg live from Europe, joining him on Don Hahn and Rosenberg. How is Italy, sir?
Buongiorno.
There you go.
Wow, look, the guy's there 5 minutes. All of a sudden.
I mean, listen, I don't know very much, but I've got that. I got buongiorno. I got grazie. I got a couple of things down. How are you guys? You feeling good? I'm feeling the vibes over there.
Feeling the
flow.
flow.
There before I came on. Yeah, doing the bull dance, feeling the flow.
Yeah, it's getting real now. Now it's a day away. And we're going to be out at Stout tomorrow. The weather's been gorgeous since you've been gone. Last couple of days have been terrific here in New York City. So we're ready. We're ready to do it, man.
Yeah, I've heard I've missed terrific weather as well, and I want everybody to know this is where I'm at with the betting. The bets were done. The bets were done before the series was officially determined. Right. I actually placed the bet for the Knicks with it being OKC or San Antonio.
Wow.
FanDuel was running the operation where they would cancel whatever bet didn't happen. So for game one, the bet has already been made. We are all set. And I'm not wavering. In fact, I feel better because it's San Antonio. I felt good either way. Feel better now with it being San Antonio. Give me the New York Knickerbockers and give it to me in a classic 7-game series, folks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Putting it right on the table. I like it.
I mean, there's just no way around, like, you know, the what's been set up here. I'm a person who loves stories when it comes to sports, and this whole thing that we have with the Wemby, him kind of coming of age this season, and now shocking the world to win those two at the end of that series, and now getting the Knicks. You get this. There's just so much here. The full circle story with 1999, Tim Duncan. Now it's Wemby. But I just feel that this Knicks team is different. I think it's going to be an incredibly hard-fought series. I think it will go. I think by the end of this series, two things will happen with Wemby. I think he will be truly the national star that the league has been waiting for, and I think he will become an absolute villain to New York Knicks fans. I think he will be despised because of all the things that make him so great.
Yeah.
How hard he goes, his willingness to scrap. I don't know if you guys seen the video moving around of him seeming like he's willing to sick his bench players on other players to commit fouls.
He did.
The guy just
Game
sort of,
5.
I mean, it's the guy is just, he's that dude. But this Knicks team is doing something special. And obviously, you know, we know the winning streak. They've covered 10 out of 11 times. They've won 11. It's unbelievable historic stuff. But to me, beyond that, it's just the basketball they're playing. Like, it almost didn't matter. OKC wasn't even scaring me in the same way, Alan and Don. Like, I really have started to believe in what this team does. They're doing it. Obviously, you never know. Maybe all of a sudden shots don't go down as easy. But the fact is, the main reason these shots are going down in the way they are is because they're creating easy shots, and they're playing team basketball. So give me the Knicks in 7. I think it's going to be an epic moment for the city, and I'm as much fun as I'm having with the fam, I will be excited to be back stateside for Game 3.
Yeah, what are you doing with Game 1? Game 1 is a 4.5 right now. The Knicks are a 4.5-point dog.
Oh, that's already done. That's already 5 hundo smack on the Knicks. You already know what I was doing.
What?
Well, I mean,
Game 1, he said.
This streak can't end for the Knicks covering. So yeah, I'm going with the Knicks in Game 1. I think they listen. They're going to have to steal one to win this series, right?
I think you're right.
So they got to steal one. So why not steal Game 1? That's my call. They win in 7 after that.
And I said it yesterday, Peter, that I really think that it's going to be a back-and-forth series. It's going to seesaw back and forth, exchanging blows, exchanging victories. That's why I think Game 1 is so vitally important for the Knicks to get. And I think the one to steal would be Game 1, right? Because they're the fresher team. Spurs coming off, knocking off the defending champions. You saw Wemby get emotional after that Game 7 victory. Yep. So if you're going to steal one in San Antonio, I think the better shot is to take Game 1. And if the Knicks can take Game 1, I think it goes back and forth. Spurs then tie it, come back to the Garden, exchange wins there. I'm with you. I like the Knicks in 7. You can win Game 7s on the road. We've seen that. Parity has hit the NBA. It used to be a lock. Home team, Game 7, they're winning. That's not the case anymore.
Right.
And I think the Knicks, that little bit of experience. Why does everybody love New York? They love New York because they've got older players. They've got the scar tissue from what happened over the last couple of years. And that's going to really do them well in a Game 7. So the Spurs advance with winning a Game 7 on the road. I think they'll lose the Game 7 at home. So I'm with Peter. I've got the Knicks in 7. What say you, Alan?
I am going Knicks in 6. I feel like first and foremost, everything that you've said, I just think there's a factor here that is not really talent related. It is more of that there's a team that's playing with a greater sense of urgency, with an understanding that if not now, when? They know this is the time. And I just think that's going to help them throttle down when it matters most. It's not to say this is – 6 to me is respectable. I don't think that makes it easy at all. But I think if they get to a place where they have a clinching game in their building, I think it gets done. And so what I'm banking on is that it's 3-2 going into that game, Madison Square Garden, on what is it, Wednesday, right? Next Wednesday. Or not, well, it's 2 weeks from now. However long it's going to be. But Game 6 at the Garden, I see that becoming a coronation and a moment that New York City will never forget.
And I can also kind of envision, guys, that down feeling of losing the Game 6 at home, thinking it might be over, and then the Knicks rising up and winning Game 7 on the road. Remember, when you slay the dragon, it's hard. And so far, it has been very easy for the Knicks. They never faced elimination. 6 with Atlanta. They've won 11 straight since the last time they've lost a game. But there's going to be adversity. There's just going to be. And when you look at how the Rangers, when they slayed the Dragon 54 years, they had to go 7 with Vancouver. When the Cubs finally won for the first time since 1908, they had to win 7 against Cleveland. The Red Sox didn't against the Cardinals, but all they had to do with the series before was come back from 3-0 down against the Yankees to advance to the World Series. And at that point, they were just so much better than the Cardinals. That's not the case here, where the Spurs, I think, are at least the Knicks equal coming in, and the Knicks are obviously the dog as far as Vegas is concerned. So I think we all agree it's going to be a long series. Peter and I have it going the distance. You have it going 6. And I think it's going to be a thrill a minute.
I don't think I could survive a 7th game. I might not make it.
I think a lot of people are with you.
Boys, I might not make that. I might not be able to. Like, you might have to resuscitate me that day. Because I don't know if I could get to a Game 7. Game 7 is on my birthday. You guys know that, right?
No.
Yes.
I do.
That is a Friday.
June 19th?
Yes. That is a Friday, June 19th. And that, you got to understand that back in '94, the Knicks played on my birthday and lost. I can't. Donnie, that can't happen again, man.
Peter and I are telling you it's not going to
happen again.
And Peter's been hot as a pistol, and Peter's even sacrificing money, right? Because obviously 3 times you're going to lose money on the Knicks.
That's right. This is the risk I'm willing to have for my New York Knicks fans. I am willing to commit to you people.
Now let me ask you this, Peter. Since this has been all in fun, although the money has been very real. If you get to a Game 7, would you take all the money you've won and put it on the Knicks in Game 7?
Come on. What do you got?
No, I won't. Let me tell you why I won't, because some of it's already been taken out. I mean, listen, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real while keeping it safe. You know what I mean?
I don't blame you.
That's the thing. So starting now, though, I would do it with the money that's in there now. So remember, I've already taken money out. What's left in there now has been thrown down on the table, and I will roll with what's there now and drop it all on Game 7. Wow, can you imagine, though? That's a lot of pressure. And by the way, for me, this is fun. It's found money. There are people, I want to say out there to Knicks fans, be mindful. You're going to have a lot emotionally on this series, and I said this before the series started. If you've made a ton of money so far with the Knicks, I do think this series is one where maybe you don't worry about betting. Take the money they've given you, 10 out of 11 games, take that money, plan a nice vacation, and enjoy this series.
See, I'm with you.
It is just going to be so emotional already.
I'm with you. I like, that's definitely something where you reach a point where you know that this has been an epic run. And now you just want to be, like, again, if you're a fan, if you just want to put money on it, you don't care. Like, if you're just betting the bet and you don't really care about the Knicks and stuff like that, different story, right? But if you've been doing this and you're a Knicks fan, it's the worst thing you can do because it could make you crazy. So yeah, I'm with you.
I just know I'm happy for New York and Knicks fans. It's already feeling like history, guys, as I'm sitting in a van heading to dinner down the windy streets of Florence, Italy, talking to Don LaGreca and Alan Hahn about the Knicks in the finals.
Who has it better than you?
The moment's it's feeling right. This is just feeling like something.
Well, listen,
it's history.
Enjoy the rest of your trip. Hopefully the wrestling was great.
The wrestling was fantastic. We had a great time. Natalie managed to bring the baby to the building. They took some in. We managed to survive the train. There's a video. I have a video of me being more Clark Griswold than I'm pushing 2 gigantic suitcases down the cobbly streets of Florence about to faint. I'll send it to the group chat. Anyways, we just got to the restaurant. Love you guys.
All right. That's the great Peter Rosenberg back with us next week. So he's going to spend the rest of the week in Italy, so he wanted to get his prediction set. So we've got Peter saying the Knicks in 7. I say the Knicks in 7. Alan says the Knicks in 6. We're going to hear from you in a little bit at 1-800-919-3776. But New York Islanders' Anders Lee is really promoting something that he wants you guys to know about, so he's going to be jumping on at 4 o'clock. We're going to talk to the great Rich Eisen. At 4:30, we're going to talk to another great, and that's Chuck D. Always fun to talk to him as well. Want to remind you the New York Beach Bash is back Thursday, July 2nd at Bar A in Lake Como, New Jersey. Head down to the Jersey Shore and join Michael K. Show, us, live, starting at 1 o'clock, and an appearance from DiPietro Rothenberg, Bart Carlin, and more. We'll have plenty of giveaways for fans in attendance, a soccer watch party, and a chance to test your skills by trying to kick a soccer goal past Rick DiPietro, plus music from Surfin' for Daisies. I haven't given them my song yet. There'll be no music unless they get me in touch with me and find out what song I want to do.
I'm just saying.
It's all brought to you by Spiked Aid, Boost Mobile, Miller Lite, Fanatics Fest NYC, and the New Jersey Lottery. You must be at least 21 years of age to enter. So we've got a big show coming up. Anders Lee will join us next. Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're setting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're setting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. 21 and over, physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-OPEN-Y or text OPEN-Y 467-369.
The New York Knicks, the NBA Finals.
You know who the face of the NBA is? Right here in New York. Jalen Brunson, baby. He's the face of New York. We deserve this. Bring them all on. Let's go, boys. I haven't even slept yet, so I don't even know if it's sunk in.
They are locked in. They're healthy. They are rested, but they are the team that's going to be the underdog in the final. I love it.
Go, New York. Go, New York. Go.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
For the first time since 1999, the Knicks are headed to the NBA Finals.
And the 27-year wait is over. They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. 4 wins away from an NBA championship.
This group got tighter and more accountable as the days got closer to June.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including Verizon, Thrivewell Infusion, BetMGM, and London Jewelers on ESPN New York.
Anders Lee's not only the captain of the New York Islanders, he's also a King Clancy recipient and has been involved in the Jam Cancer in the Can Foundation for a decade. Since 2016. The foundation raises funds for families affected by cancer by hosting Frisbee tournaments, a.k.a. Cancer Jams, in local communities and NHL cities across the country. The Jam Cancer in the Can Foundation has raised more than $4 million for charities and organizations supporting families affected by cancer. And Anders is nice enough to join us here. I can't believe it's been a decade you've been doing this. You've been around forever. We really appreciate you giving us a couple of minutes. How are you?
No, I'm doing well. Thank you. Thanks for the intro.
It's good to have you here, Anders. And it's funny. Let me apologize for Don making it sound like you're an old guy. You've been around forever.
Yeah,
but you have been, though. You really have been, though, a presence, especially in Long Island, but in this area for a long time. Been on some really great teams. But also what you're doing here is something that is inspirational, because it is something. I remember you coming into the MSG studios, and we actually did some Can Jam in the studio a bunch of years ago. What was the genesis of this? What was the inspiration of this for you? Because this seems to be something that is truly a passion of yours.
Yeah, it's become one for sure. Back in the day when I was first kind of on the team, we had a lot of guys doing some good things in the community, and was trying to find kind of my path on that, and met a boy named Phenov, this young kid who had been diagnosed with a terrible form of cancer, and we befriended one another, and it kind of blossomed from there. He had been doing a Can Jam. He went and spoke at one, and I saw his speech, and ended up meeting him and hanging out a little bit, and started doing our own. So a lot of this stuff, a lot of the passion that comes from my side of things, my family side of things, comes from that relationship I had with Phenov.
Now, to defend myself, I'm not calling you an old man. I'm an old man that remembers when you first came up, and it felt like 5 minutes ago. Like, 2012, 2013, Alan. Doesn't seem like that long ago.
I told you, Don. Time goes faster now.
Let's go
We're
by
old.
fast. But tell us about the Frisbee tournament, and are you good at this?
I'm 2-time reigning champ.
There you go.
That's a flex.
Yeah, me and my boy Carson, we've been killing it out there. But no, it's great. Look, it's a lighthearted afternoon. And get our teammates out there, bring a bunch of kids and families that are affected by cancer, and let them take the afternoon off of thinking about that, and get to hang out with a bunch of Islanders. And you'd be surprised you'd be surprised how bad some of my teammates are at throwing a Frisbee.
But it gets competitive, and that's no matter what you guys are playing. When Matthew Schaefer enters the locker room, and you know about his story and what he's gone through, and then just to see the kid's growth, number one, forget about the on-the-ice stuff because it's ridiculous. But off-ice, the season ends, and what he does, I know when he got to Calder, I believe he spent most of the day in a children's hospital around cancer patients. That how close to home that hits for him. Did that connect you two in any way when you first got to meet him?
Oh, I think so. I think it's a huge part of his life. I think he's taken the challenges that he's faced with that, with losing his mom, and inspired him to make a difference in his own way. And I love to see what he's been doing. I love seeing him at the hospitals. I can relate to that and the impact that he's going to make on these kids with cancer and these families. He's come in as an 18-year-old and kind of had that foresight to understand that there's more than just our game. The presence he's going to have on this island for a long time, that he's has an opportunity to make a big impact, and it's awesome to see him jump onto that right away.
And you've made an amazing impact. You were a 6th-round pick, and here you are, 969 games, including the playoffs, as a New York Islander. A tremendous career, over 300 goals. Unfortunately, the business calls, right? And you're an unrestricted free agent. So how difficult it is to be a part of the community and understand what you mean to the Islanders as an organization, and then both the organization and you have very difficult decisions coming up this summer.
For sure. I mean, this has been my home. It's been my home for a long time. I've raised my family here, and it's been a privilege to be an Islander and to be a captain of this team. And I've loved every second of it and haven't taken anything for granted. This is the part that comes up every once in a while. It's my turn to go through it. I feel like I got a lot of good years left of hockey in me, and still feel really good out there. So we'll love to make this happen.
Don't want to hear you talking past tense, but I understand why right now you're doing that. But if you could then reflect on, because again, you guys in your core, that core you had, where you went to back-to-back conference finals, which again, to me, you get to a Final Four in your league, you've had a hell of a season. You guys did it twice, tried to break through, couldn't. A lot of teams had a hard time beating Tampa, of course. But when you see how it's now swung back again from that group now to the team you have right now, and the way the season ended, there does feel like this thing's heading in the right direction again. And there is something to be excited about going forward. Tell me about what I know again, you're in the business part of it, but because you know it well and you've been around this long enough, where are the Islanders right now as an organization, and what does the team look like going forward?
Well, it absolutely felt like we were going in the right direction. I think we put together a great season until, we didn't play our best hockey down the stretch. And I think that's the part that's most unsettling. I think that's the part you can overlook and make you feel like it was way worse than it was, but it felt pretty bad. I mean, the position that we were in, and to find ourselves out of the playoffs at the end of all that. But to take a wider lens at it, I think there's a lot to look forward to in this group. Obviously, we got some great young talent coming up, not just Shafe. We got Rich and some other guys that have been drafted recently that, in due time are going to make a big difference for this club. And I think we got a lot to build off of. We learned a lot this year. And like I said, I think there's a lot to be excited for.
Does it bother you, the playoff system? Don and I have talked about this for a while. You guys had more wins than some teams that made the playoffs.
Including Vegas.
Well, including a team that's playing for the Cup. When you see that, does the system bother you at all? Do you feel like, we're kind of cheated because we did the right thing? We won in regulation, but you didn't because you're in a much more difficult division, and the system is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those years where the East and our side, it took, 97, 98 points to get in when it's typically down in the low 90s. So it's one of those years. I think you get years where, like this year we went 10-0 in OT. That's not going to happen every year. And, you got years where some teams win a bunch of shootouts, and you kind of get frustrated with that too. So it is what it is, unfortunately, and it didn't work for us this year.
Talking to Anders Lee here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How jarring was the coaching change, especially when it happened?
Yeah, I mean, it was, obviously late in the year, and Matthew had an opportunity to go out and get Pete. But Patty was great for us. We were with him on everything, and we're talking business today. I guess it's part of the business, and that last week there with Pete, can see a lot what he's going to bring and to the structure of our team and what he wants to do with it in all three zones. And that's another part that we talk about. We talked about the players a little bit earlier, but on the coaching side of things, we have something to look forward to as well moving forward with Pete.
So I covered this team many years ago, and there's like we're talking about late 90s, early 2000s, those teams in the old building. I know you have some experience in it. I believe you played in 3 different buildings, right, throughout your career? You had that time in Brooklyn. There was a time, and I remember this, Owen Nolan once told me, just walking with him out of the Coliseum when like the roof was leaking and there was 4,000 people there. And I just asked him about this like playing for the Islanders. What do you think as a guy from the outside looking in? He said it seems like a depressing place to play. And that's the lowest point of the franchise. Then, of course, ownership changed and things really turned. What is it like now? In the brand new building, the ownership you have, the front office, everything that you had going on, that you've seen the transition from an old, out-of-date building to an in-between place that never felt like home in Brooklyn to where you are now. What is it like to play for the Islanders now?
Well, I'll tell you what, the version of the Coliseum I got, we had a goal lead before the game even started. It was rowdy for a lot of our teams and a lot of years there before we kind of went through our transition. But to go from the Coliseum, which was our version of our home, and whether people liked it or not, and away teams only saw the parking lot. They didn't understand what it was to live on Long Island, to be near the city, to raise your family there. It's a pretty special place. And now here at UBS, our ownership group has put everything they could to make a building for our fans, for us as players. And it's been a great home for us the last few years. And I just think it's going to keep getting better.
All right, Anders, for people who want to get involved in the Jam Cancer in the Can Foundation, what can they do?
Then go to jamcancerinthecan.com. Right, tomorrow we're going over to Syosset High School here on the island. These kids reached out to us and asked to raise some money and host an event for those affected by cancer, and you can see it in their fundraising. All these kids have a lot of stories of within their community or within their family of people affected by cancer. So for these kids to raise, in a short period of time, over $50,000. Wow. I'm pretty pumped to go meet them tomorrow and hang out with them in the morning.
And
whatever we can do, by the way, and let us know to help you.
For sure.
We're going to promote this like crazy, and if there's anything we can do to help you on this, just feel free to reach out.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. We're also doing some scholarships that we named after my boy Finov. $2,000 to these two kids that have a story to tell, how they've helped someone in their community or in their family that have been affected by cancer. And we've sent these scholarships all over the country, even up in Canada, obviously here in the tri-state area, but that closes out June 8th. So want to get the word out on that and allow some people to send in their applicants.
All right, when you go to the website, Jam Cancer in the Can, Cancer and Can spelled with a K instead of a C. So make sure you get that right. Anders, selfishly, we hope you stay with the New York Islanders. Whatever happens in the future, best of luck. And as Alan said, anything you need, let us know.
Right.
Boys, really appreciate the time. Thanks for helping me out.
All right,
all
that's
the best.
Great Anders Lee. He's a free agent, but hopefully he gets back to the New York Islanders. Still a very, very productive player.
And valuable as a leader.
Rich Eisen, the great Rich Eisen. He's coming up next. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg here on ESPN New York.
Hey, New York. Are you okay to drive? Did you know that driving under the influence isn't just limited to drinking alcohol? Cannabis, prescription drugs, and street drugs can all impair your ability to think and react behind the wheel. Drugs, alone or combined with alcohol, can cause poor coordination and lack of focus. Don't put your life on the line or take someone else's away. Cabs, rideshare, or public transportation are at your fingertips. The New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee is reminding you to make a safe choice. Always drive sober.
I'll adopt a cat.
Just a cat, Sean? This is a New York lottery win we're talking about.
I'd get the ultra-rare, hairless cat known as the Minskin.
Then?
I'd turn my garage into a rescue menagerie for all furless felines.
And when that gets too full?
I'll purchase land in the Catskills for them to sunbathe in hairless abandon.
Only cats?
All hair-free animals looking to roam in bald, beautiful peace.
Can I come?
Do you have hair?
New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000. Use code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, Alan. I like that. The Mets continue their series with the Mariners. Coverage immediately following Ty Butler at 9 o'clock. And the Yankees, they're home for the Guardians at 7:05. And we should also promote it because it's with our company. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight from Carolina. Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. That's an 8 o'clock face-off and can be seen on ABC tonight. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Waiting on Rich Eisen. Should be joining us momentarily. And Rich has got something to promote. This was SportsCenter. Stories from the Set is a limited podcast series from Rich Eisen Productions and ESPN. It launches on June 5th. That's Friday. On Disney+, ESPN, The Rich Eisen Show YouTube channel, and wherever you get your podcast. This SportsCenter, Stories from the Set, is sponsored by Gusto. Gusto is your small business partner for payroll, benefits, and so much more. Get started for free at gusto.com. So Rich will be on shortly to be able to promote that. We had our predictions.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to hear the jersey schedule for the NBA Finals?
You know what? I think this is a perfect time to do it. Go ahead.
You know, because it's we remember when the Cleveland Cavaliers won their championship, they had the sleeve jerseys, which no one liked. But for whatever reason, that was a thing back in the day. Sleeve jerseys, they were awful. Okay. But they had that. The NBA is famous for its many different jerseys in times where you're wondering, who's the home team? I can't tell. Don't worry about that in this NBA Finals, Don. That will not be a problem. We are going classic.
Oh, well, you teased me.
I know. I wanted you to get fired up.
See,
the only thing that will stand out, along with, of course, the Larry O'Brien logo on the chest, which that's special. Karl Anthony Towns said, I used to only see that logo when I watched on TV. Now it's on my jersey. Like, he's fired up. On the other side, there's going to also be a patch that says USA 250. Celebrating, of course, the 250th birthday of the country on July 4th. So that's going to be on, and each patch can be taken off and put into a whole Topps thing. But anyway, so games 1 and then 3 and 4 at the Garden, the Knicks are wearing the classic white.
Oh, see.
Isn't that great?
That makes me feel better.
The classic association jersey. In the postseason, they're 6-0 wearing that jersey, Don. And then in game 2 alone, classic blue road icon jersey, they're called.
All right. That makes me better. I was ready to start jumping all over the NBA and the Knicks.
Yeah, and the Spurs are going to wear what you remember from the classic Spurs championships, just a straight black jersey with the gray down the side. They're going to wear black in game 1, while the Knicks wear the white. But then 3 and 4, when the Knicks are wearing white at home, they'll be wearing black on the road, just like it ought to be. So there you go.
This was SportsCenter, Stories from the Set. And, of course, Rich Eisen handles all the festivities there. Debuts on June 5th on Disney Plus, ESPN, Rich Eisen Show YouTube channel, and wherever you get your podcast. And Rich is nice enough to join us here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How are you, sir?
I'm wearing blue right now.
Hey, listen, when you deal with Don LaGreca...
Classic blue. I'm wearing classic blue.
You understand, Rich, that with Don LaGreca, I love teasing him to a point where he thinks they might be wearing some silly third jersey.
I'm with you, Don. I think it stinks. I think it stinks. I also cannot stand City Connect uniforms. With a passion, I hate them. I think the only thing that Major League Baseball is trying to connect with the City Connects is my wallet.
Well, that's all they. That's any reason why you have these jerseys. But all I ask is, remember the old Seinfeld joke, Rich, was always, we're rooting for laundry. We're not even doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I turned one of the Knicks Cavaliers games. I turned it on, and for about 10 seconds, I thought the Knicks were the Cavs.
I thought so too. I can't stand it. I'm with you, Don. But I guess we're not rooting for laundry. We're railing against laundry.
That's all we're doing. But you know what, Rich? It's always a pleasure to have you on to talk sports. Thanks. But this was SportsCenter. I'm so fired up for this because let's face it. ESPN has kind of come by like MTV with videos. That's kind of what's happened to SportsCenter, right? It was must-view, Sunday night conversation, all the things. It was how I got caught up with sports, and didn't matter. You know, the Hartford Whalers could be taking on the Vancouver Canucks. You were going to get highlights. You were going to get humor. You were going to get caught up on everything, and it's how I got into sports. It's why I wanted to be a part of sports to do what I'm doing now. So I'm so looking forward to doing this. How much fun was it to do?
It was great, man. And you know what you're referring to again is a limited podcast series that I'm going to hopefully do multiple seasons about, where I sit down with some of my SportsCenter colleagues back in my day when I did it in the mid to late 90s and in the early aughts. When again, SportsCenter was a different show because so was our world. There was no internet really in many people's lives, certainly not any smartphones. So SportsCenter was a show where you tuned in to see what happened, maybe for the first time, or for only one time after having seen the game once and want to see the highlights again. And so obviously that changed, and so SportsCenter had to as well. I didn't know that also meant that they would change from having me host it. But with my show being the conduit to bring me back to the ESPN world, which, as you know, having appeared on this show, I believe late last year in December, is something that I'm so thrilled about. One of the first things I said in one of the first meetings with ESPN management was I wanted to do a show where it was straight memory lane, old school SportsCenter, back in the day interviews with a colleague of mine, and they were like way in. And so here it now finally is arriving. Disney Plus, the ESPN app. My show's Rich Eisen Show YouTube page, youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show if you want to watch it. But it's also an audio podcast as well if you wish. You'll just be missing out on all the bells and whistles. We've dived into ESPN's archives, video, photographs, to just put together a great stroll down memory lane. And the first episode is with Dan Patrick on Friday. Then every Friday we're going to release a new one, except for this week. Chris Berman and I sat down at the Super Bowl in San Francisco in front of a live audience. We're going to drop that next Monday. And then the following Friday will be Mike Greenberg. After that, Linda Cohn, Chris Fowler, and Craig Kilborn will wrap up season 1. And it's just all the interviews are great. And it's again, not just about what it was like to host the show, but what it was like to work together. It wasn't all harmonious. What it was like to work there for management wasn't all harmonious. And ESPN's been kind enough to say, do what you want. Go ahead and put a show together about what it was like in all aspects, and that's what we're going to put together.
It's really like when you think about it, and again, it's funny. I always remember it as if I watched SportsCenter and I saw a highlight. Like these days now, all you got to do is rewind, or you can watch it a million times on social media. Right. Back then, if I turned on the TV and I just missed a game highlight, I was like, I got to watch it back. So now I'm sitting and I'm watching through it, and when it comes back around the second time they show it, I'm stuck watching it. But that was sort of how we consumed things back then, but it drew you in because you wanted to see things that you knew if I miss it, I'm probably not going to see it again for another hour or maybe even till the next day or never. And so that was what was so different. But it also, like your story and so many others, the impact it had on your careers. Like the launch pad that became for a lot of the people that you're going to be talking to here. Is there one story in particular that stands out to you?
Oh, gosh. I mean, just to tell some stories that we've already, again, all 6 episodes have been shot, and they're now in the edit bay my coordinating producer of my daily show, his name is Mike Hoskins. He's one of the most talented people I've ever worked with, and he's been tasked with making this all look great and sound great. I mean, Dan Patrick in particular tells some great Olbermann stories, and telling a story about Stuart Scott once upon a time came dressed head to toe in Nike gear and guarded him all 94 feet on a basketball floor, and the two of them almost went at it. I tell the story to Linda Cohn for the first time that when I first arrived at ESPN, I couldn't get the high holidays off because only 3 anchors could get a specific day off, and she had already claimed one of the high holidays, and I was told the other 2 anchors who did were Steve Levy and Jack Edwards. And Jack Edwards, I was very stunned to hear, would be asking for the high holidays off, and I was told that he had just married into the religion, and I then basically said, I get it that he has more tenure than me as a SportsCenter anchor, but I have more tenure than him as a Jew, and that didn't go over well. Craig Kilborn tells a great story about meeting Clint Eastwood for the first time because his small market television was done in Carmel, California, where his co-anchor wound up marrying Clint Eastwood. It's a laugh out loud, hilarious story there. Chris Fowler telling a story of working on Scholastic Sports America before working on SportsCenter, and his first interview there, the first ever guest on Scholastic Sports America was a high school running back in the state of Florida named Emmett Smith. Wow. Man, what else could I tell you? Berman's just full of stories, as you might imagine. And Mike Greenberg being mistaken once upon a time for Steve Levy in a restaurant. It's all, lots of fun and back in the day, good times filled with just flashbacks and SportsCenter commercials and again, stories that are a bit raw for all of us to relive. I talked about how, to Dan Patrick, about how Kenny Mayne got Keith Olbermann's chair. I wanted it. Stuart was pissed that I wanted it. Again, it's that sort of behind-the-scenes storytelling that I hope fans will enjoy because it was kind of therapeutic for me to go through it, having gotten my cardboard backs back, last year and being part of the SportsCenter universe again.
And we're talking to Rich Eisen here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. And, of course, your comeback and your tribute to Stuart Scott, just so emotional. And I'm
Thanks,
sure
Don.
he's someone that is featured prominently in this, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Linda tells a great story about how Stuart, once upon a time came into her office and wound up tripping and falling. And basically said, that's now the way I have to do this from now on. And for years afterwards, would just come into her office and pratfall. I mean, just telling, all of these stories has been great for all of us because we love doing it, man. We were all very fortunate to be in those seats at a time when sports television was taken off. And that show meant so much to so many people. I mean, again, I'm 56 now, and I'll run into fellow parents at school events who are in their late 30s, early 40s, and tell me stories about how Stuart and I used to put them on the school bus in the morning, or kept them up at night, or helped them procrastinate finishing their term papers in college, or they, come back home from the bar one night, 2 a.m, and they're just flip the show on, and then at 6 a.m, they're done watching it for the 4th time. You're raising your hand, Alan.
I did it.
That's it. Me. And so this show is for all of them. And then God bless the current young generation that is locked into nostalgia in every facet of pop culture, which is why this is launching on June 5th on Disney Plus. It's a throwback month on Disney Plus where it's just full of nostalgia. All the shows on Disney Plus being featured this month are going to have a nostalgia bent, and I'm honored to represent ESPN in that regard.
And I know you're up against it, Rich, but I just wanted to throw this out. Every Wednesday I do a top 5, and a few months ago I threw out the top 5 SportsCenter anchors of all time. And I want to know if this gets your stamp of approval.
Wait, Don, why don't we see what his are and see if it matches up with you?
Ooh, that's good.
No, that's all right. I'm curious to hear what Don has.
Well, number 5, I had Linda Cohn.
Okay.
Number 4, Keith Olbermann. You were number 3. Stuart Scott 2. Dan Patrick 1.
I think, and again, you'll see on Dan's show this week, I wouldn't have wanted to start this, and I told this to him, and I told this to him for weeks and months while I was imploring him to be my first guest on this podcast series, this limited series on Disney Plus that you can see. Again, I don't want to, the word podcast makes it seem like you can only listen to it. But Dan would agree that Keith's too low on the list. Keith's 1. I've never seen anybody like it. I've never seen anybody like him. I've never seen anybody come to be able to write and execute and communicate in his way, ever. And Dan would, I think you'll see what he says about him on the show on Friday. I think he'd agree. But Dan being number 1 is 100% worthy. Linda's done it more than any other human being who's ever done it. I'm honored to be above Keith in that front. And Stuart broke the ground when people internally were telling him that he was going too far, which is kind of absurd. And I had a front row seat to that. It's something I'll talk about and with various guests throughout this show. And I was fortunate to be able to have a spot in the 30 for 30 on his life that came out last December that I was in town for with you guys. So it's a great list. I don't think you can go wrong.
And
right there, Don.
and real quick, I've had a couple of interactions with Stuart Scott, but the one I remember the most was my first week working here, September of 2001. It was right after 9/11. They sent me up to Bristol to do updates on the national show, and Stuart was filling in for Dan Patrick on his show, doing it from the ESPN zone. And every time he introduced me, Rich, he got my name wrong. And finally, the producer, the last one, he said, can you at least get this guy's name right? He drove all the way up from New Jersey to do this. It's his first time on national radio. Can you at least the last time say his name correctly during the break?
Yeah.
And he goes, okay. So finally, he's like, I've been messing up his name all day, so I'm going to get it right for the final time here on the Dan Patrick Show with a SportsCenter update is Dan LaBracca. And I always figured there's no way he screwed that up. It had to be performative, right? Like nobody.
Of course. Absolutely.
It was so
100%.
Yeah,
and again on Friday you'll hear me tell to Dan's face how he hazed me when I first got there.
Okay.
He hazed the hell out of me. But he did that just because he appreciated you. But 100% that was performance.
Yeah, and I loved every second of it. He was always such a great person, and I have a chance to deal with all of the people on my list, and maybe I'm biased because of the way they treated me. Keith's always been a friend. Stuart was terrific. Dan Patrick as well. You, Linda,
Thanks.
And we really appreciate that you give us this time.
I appreciate it.
This was SportsCenter Stories from the Set is sponsored by Gusto. Gusto is your small business partner for payroll, benefits, and so much more. Get started for free at gusto.com. It premieres on ESPN Plus, ESPN, Rich Eisen's YouTube channel, wherever you get your podcasts on Friday, June 5th. Rich Eisen, thanks, man. Don't be a stranger. You have a pick for the finals?
Yes, Knicks in 6.
My man.
Knicks in 6. Listen, I'll just, if you got a couple of minutes, I'll do this as well, because I was going to do this on my show tomorrow when you're kind enough to listen to me between 12 and 3. Brunson is a superstar. He is SGA in Knicks clothing, as far as I'm concerned, where he can get to the line, he can confound you, he can make huge shots. I think Cat and Mitchell Robinson, all he's got to do is give me 6 fouls, couple block shots, give me the rebounds and start the fast break. And maybe, just maybe, his broken pinky could possibly, how great would it be if it makes him a better free throw shooter? That's all he had to do is break his pinky to make some free throws. That would be great. OG's a champion already. Bridges and Josh Hart is basically our Caruso, but plussed up as far as I'm concerned. So a team that, the reason why I'm comparing to the Thunder is because that's a team that just took the Spurs to 7 games. I think the Knicks match up really well. And I think their bench is better than previous years. I'm genuinely bullish on that. And I'm also preparing myself to go home tonight and watch the Yankees take on a Cleveland Guardians team that always makes me angry, because I'm just, at some point, will Brian Cashman watch that team put the ball in play and try and get somebody like that on the Yankees lineup? That would be just dandy, because we got Cam Schlittler tonight. Let's just get somebody in the lineup who's always going to put the bat on the ball. But I am excited to watch the Yankees. I don't mean to come on this network and denigrate the general manager for put a team that's 13 games above 500 on my television screen every night, but that is the way I spend my evenings here in Los Angeles, is watching the Yanks.
Rich, your Yankee take has been mine for the last 5 or 6 years when it comes to the style of play and how much – there's so much like the Celtics on the three-point shooting. And that's what made, to me, that 13-run inning on Sunday so much fun. Not a single home run and a bunch of just like bloops and just perfectly placed hits.
What happened in the other 8 innings? I understand.
Nothing.
I sound like my grandfather who's like, you got a 98. What happened to the other 2 points? But what happened in the other 8 innings is they disappeared. It's so streaky.
Yes.
It's so streaky
not
again. And it just doesn't. It's whatever. But the pitching's going to be better in October. That's for sure, and it gets me excited.
Well, not to ruin your viewing for tonight, but Aaron Judge is out of the lineup due to shoulder soreness.
Oh, of course.
He had imaging last night, and the Yankees are hopeful it is just a day-to-day situation.
Rich, are you getting to the Garden for any of the games? It's the hottest ticket in town. Can you get here?
I know. I'm out here in L.A. I'll be watching. I'll be watching. All good.
All right. Anything you need, buddy, let us know about this, man. I really appreciate
I need
it.
tickets to Game 6.
Okay.
I just predicted it's going to shut down, hopefully in their white uniforms.
Yes.
For sure.
That's a big
Very
deal.
important.
All right. Rich Eisen, thanks so much for this. Appreciate it. That is the great, Rich Eisen. He wanted Keith higher.
Yeah, that
and
was,
listen,
that was interesting what he said. Well, what he said, and by the way, I apologize for the YouTube audience. My iPad just died.
That's a shame.
And I'm trying to resuscitate it. It's interesting because you always saw Olbermann as an intellect, right? Like his wit, quick, and people need to understand these guys wrote a lot of their own stuff. So all the one-liners, all the different sayings, like all these guys had their shtick, I guess you want to call it, but they were writers. That was it. Like, did they have help? Sure. Is it in a prompter? Of course. But it's still, that was their work. Again, Stuart Scott, that's him. That was all him. And so the amount of talent they had as creative, as writers, I think is underplayed when it comes to some of the stuff. Delivery, though, is what makes it. Sure, you can write it, but can you deliver it? And all of them did such a great job doing that. But Olbermann, you could tell that he was at a different level intellectually, with his ability to write and then deliver and the timing and all that stuff. So it doesn't surprise me, but I feel like Dan Patrick, when it comes to all of it that it takes, smooth, delivery, look, the whole thing, like I'm with you. I'd still put him at 1, but I can see why they would have Keith, as somebody you would put a lot higher because his skill set, like he was elite.
Well, listen, you can put them in any order you want. These are the 5 to me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he at least agreed with that. And, I got to know Keith because he's a Ranger fan. He'd always be at the Garden and talking hockey with him. And Dan Patrick would come to the studio on occasion because sometimes if he were in New York, he would do his show from our studios over at 2 Penn. And I told you the story of Stuart Scott. The other Stuart Scott story, I probably said it a billion times, but the first Super Bowl I went to was in New Orleans. And the the ESPN party, which is a very coveted ticket if you're ever going to a Super Bowl to go to the ESPN party, was right on the French Quarter, and ESPN put these beads that they gave us, ESPN logo on it, to throw out to the women. And you know, if you've ever been to New Orleans during Mardi Gras, and this is obviously during the Super Bowl, women lifted up their shirt to get the beads. So I'm on a balcony, and we're throwing out the beads, and all of a sudden Stuart Scott comes out, starts going, booyah, booyah. And all of a sudden, there wasn't a woman down there. It was just 1,000 men looking for beads. And I got to be honest with you, I lost interest and wandered off. Like I love you.
Go, what do you do?
I love you. I love you, Stuart. But you know what? You kind of wrecked the vibe here. You know, all of a sudden.
That's not how that's supposed to work.
No, but listen, it's one of the really great perks of being able to work here, and it's going on 25 years of meeting all the different talent up in Bristol and the people that have worked at SportsCenter and becoming close with Mike Greenberg and SVP, and because they all get that they wanted this to work in New York.
Yeah.
And so they were always very, very helpful, whether being guests or coming by and hosting shows. And Linda's played in the Sasso softball, and, of course, she's a huge Ranger fan, so I'd see her all the time when the Rangers were making their runs back in the day. So great people. It was great to get Rich on. And so don't forget to watch the show. This was SportsCenter, stories from the set. It's going to launch coming up on June 5th. You can see it on Disney+, ESPN, the Rich Eisen Show YouTube channel, wherever you get your podcast. We're going to keep it going. Chuck D, huge Knick fan. He's going to be joining us next. It's Don Anna Rosenberg hanging out with you until 7 here on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
This is a team that is very talented and is playing its absolute highest level of basketball.
The Spurs.
The Knicks have been completely unstoppable.
The NBA Finals.
They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
I talk about how great we are. You know, that doesn't matter. We just got to worry about being ourselves and just stay locked in and, go win.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
New York City, get ready as Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th, right in the middle of the biggest sports weekend of the summer. With more than 500 athletes and celebrities, every major league, and hundreds of thousands of fans for the ultimate sports fan experience. Get your exclusive merch, rare trading cards, free photo ops, and a full tailgate zone all weekend long. Grab your tickets before they're gone at fanaticsfest.com.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Protecting your home inside and out.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000.
The Garden waited.
I think of the fans. They are just the best fans and the most loyal, and they've been through so much.
New York waited.
The 27-year wait is over. They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
The finals are here.
They haven't just been good. They haven't just been dominant. The Knicks have been completely unstoppable.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. This is ESPN New York.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Finally have all lanes back open on the BQE eastbound in Brooklyn over by Metropolitan Avenue. Picked up that debris spill that was out there from earlier this afternoon. Damage is done. You're still jammed on the inbound Gowanus from Fort Hamilton Parkway. Hitting the brakes on the Grand Central westbound, trying to make your way onto the westbound LIE in Queens. Broken down car on that ramp. You're bumper to bumper from Jewel Avenue. Yanks are home tonight in the Bronx if you're getting a jump start using the inbound George. Upper Deck, just about a 10 to 15-minute ride from 8095. Deegan already packed both up and down, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound George. Northbound delays go back across the Triborough and up onto the Bruckner. Outbound Lincoln Arena 15 to 20. Outbound Holland close to a half hour. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Harry Douglas here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with zero sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
So in New York, every block is a business, every minute counts, and Amazon Hub Delivery lets you earn extra revenue from the business you already run. You and your staff can deliver packages right in your neighborhood on a schedule that works for you. So Bryant and the crew at 165 Hardware in Washington Heights deliver during their store's afternoon downtime. The extra revenue, they say, from Amazon Hub Delivery helps their bottom line, and delivering has given the business more visibility and connection to their community. And getting started, easy. No delivery experience, no long-term contracts, and no startup costs either. New York local businesses ready to make your next move? Visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Get back into this Aaron Judge situation again. If you're just joining us, not playing tonight because of shoulder soreness, and we will get more information on that as we get closer to game time. But the Knicks in the NBA Finals begins tomorrow. Our coverage right here on ESPN New York will get underway at 7 o'clock, and one of the biggest Knicks fans and one of the biggest names in hip-hop is Chuck D, and he joins us here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How are you, sir?
Hey, Don Allen, yeah. Go back a while. Mm-hmm. I go back to the point where the first time, and, I wasn't an infant or a toddler, but I was 7, 8 years old. You start recognizing things with your dad. And I remember, and I've told Alan this before, the 68-69 Knicks. It feels the same going to 69-70 Knicks. And I feel that Lou Alcindor's around somewhere.
You made a connection. Like you sent me a couple of really interesting takes on this, and one of them was that when you look at Victor Wembanyama, you see Lou Alcindor, who is obviously Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, early 70s, steps into the NBA, and it was different right from the very dominated college, and then was a guy you saw was going to change the sport. And why do you see a parallel between these two players?
Because Lou Alcindor, later on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was an impossibility. Everybody was breathing a sigh of relief when Bill Russell left. He's the first person that made me cry, because after the Knicks got Dave the Butcher, and this is speaking of all the 70s, 60s babies out there, after the Knicks got Dave the Butcher, I remember as a kid, we didn't lose. And then I remember the Bullets were beating the Knicks all year. You guys can look it up. I think we swept them and then went against the juggernaut of the Boston Celtics. And Bill Russell made me cry. And then all of a sudden he quits. And the next year is no Bill Russell. But here comes this guy who only lost one game in college. And the Knicks got to face the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Knicks faced the Bucks, and we beat the Bucks. I think it was 4-1. But Lou Alcindor was an impossibility. He could do it all. Yes, he couldn't dribble behind his back. Yes, he could not do the crossover because they called palming back then. Yes, he didn't have to take a three-pointer because it was only in the ABA. But he could do it all. And Wilt was still in the league, taking up a different style of game. He was taking over the Bill Russell's game. I remember that clearly. And we beat the Bucks to face the Lakers. The season that made me cry was when I thought we was going to win again, and the Knicks were beating the Bucks every chance we got with Lou Alcindor, and we lost to the Bullets, and we never got a chance to face the Bucks. Where I thought we would have won two in a row, and that's when they swept the Bullets 4-0, and we would have had two in a row. I felt so. I feel the same way. I feel like this is 1969-70, and facing Mr. Impossible. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was just as impossible as Wemby is right now. But one man can beat five. And one thing about this Knicks team, you don't know what kind of poison you're going to get. And a team of older veterans, they're not old men. When they're fighting for their food and they're on the same page, you're going to see something that you've never seen before. And that's why the 69-70 Knicks are to be remembered as one of the greatest teams ever in basketball.
You know, you talk about the passion you had growing up as a child, but you're a busy man, touring the world, constant and focusing on your music and your career. Were you able to still maintain your fandom, Chuck? Did it wane at all as you got busy, especially when the team was struggling?
Even more so, because this is the thing you do as your release, and you check out, and then you're able to go to some cities. I mean, last year I saw Alan Hahn, and I was in OKC. I was invited by the mayor in OKC. And I saw it for 3 quarters. The Knicks were throwing the Thunder around, and we kind of lost grips of it in the fourth quarter. And then so I had a running bet with the mayor. I said, we'll see you in the finals. And they got there, and we didn't. So this year, we were going to run the same kind of bet, but we got there, and they didn't. So, yeah, in your travels and in your touring and in your knowing of many people, places, and things, through the rough time and to the good times, this is your release. And there's nothing better. I'm down to one sport and one team. I don't follow football like I used to, and I don't follow baseball like I used to. I'm tuned into one sport, but really I'm tuned into one team. When my team loses, I'm off into doing what I do. So this is very important to me, as so many others. I think this will go down. It sounds like Marv, right? This will go down, I think, as one of the greatest championships in New York history, and I think it would rank with the Dodgers in 1955. That's how, because it's a boiling point. And you couldn't script this better. I mean, every year, inch by inch, stage by stage, beat down by beat down, loss by loss. This is something like a 10-year story with the pandemic in the middle. It's kind of crazy.
They say, all right, I'm glad you went there. So, Don, one of the things that Chuck said to me when we were going back and forth the other night, it was actually during the show yesterday. And Don hates when I text during the show, by the way, Chuck, but the very few people I'll respond to, but I'll respond to you. So he said, Don, 1955 Dodgers is what he texted me. And I was like, wait, what is he talking about? And you explained it, right? How the Yankees did all this winning, all this stuff was going on. But why did that 55 Dodger win, dem bums, right, finally breaking through and finally – that seemed to resonate more than anything else did. And it's still, to this day, is still something that resonates historically in New York. Like, you feel like this team, if it can win a championship, would have that same type of generational hold?
Yep, because of the boil. And in 41, when the Dodgers lost to the Yankees, you had like a 15-year period. It's only the Dodgers and the Yankees and maybe occasionally the Giants back there in the Subway Series. And it every year the Dodgers were sitting home packing. So it was a boil. And when that boil burst in 1955, it was so powerful and it was so big is that the next year was a malaise. Matter of fact, the next 3 years was a malaise where the enthusiasm wasn't there the same, and the Dodgers and the Giants left town. Basketball speaking, Marv Albert even said the other day is like the 69-70 Knicks, it was so crazy in the town during the season, the postseason, and after the season, going into the next season, when they won it for the second time in 73, it was so anticlimactic. It was like a business type of thing. There was nobody waiting at JFK for them. It was quiet, and then, very few reporters after the game. They got on the plane, and there's a picture of the Knicks with Henry Bibby and Dick Barnett and Kyle Ramsey and other Knicks playing cards on the plane. It was like sort of like, okay, we did it again. This right here is a boil, and when you get things to a boiling point, I mean, and then you got generations that have come in after. So you got like 2 or 3 generations that have come after 1973. This team right now with the Knicks, this ain't the 90s Knicks where there might have been some flaws. The team couldn't really shoot as well. It was 1 or 2 focal points. This team is like the 73 and then the 1970 Knicks, where you didn't know where your poison was coming from. And here's another thing. When I was growing up, I never, and like other Knicks fans, we never saw the Knicks in league stats. We were never like, individuals wasn't at the top of the league statistic areas. And as a kid, you're like, oh, man, I want to see Willis in the rebounding leaders. Right. I want to see Clyde number 2. We didn't see that, but we won. And later on, when we got up in the 5s and the 10s and the top echelons of individuals, we weren't the winning team. So that goes to tell you something. But Alan Hahn said it very best. Regardless of the fact, this team is hard to beat and harder to kill.
We're talking to the great Chuck D here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. What are your memories of '94? Where were you during that series with Houston?
I was in the middle of touring somewhere, but I was in Florida at a cousin's house, and O.J. Simpson popped up on the screen, and that kind of distorted the thing. And yeah, I mean, I was in the mix, a mix of the Knicks. I told Dave Checkers, I said, yeah, I'll get around to a game. I just got to, get my money up. He said, you could get your money up. So, yeah, I was in the mix back then. But, yeah, I loved Game 6 so much that I feared Game 7. So that's how much I was into it. Hey, listen, with a championship, if the championship comes to us, and there's that big city hall event or whatever where people gather, my idea is how we should start it?
How?
Get a basket, right? And then everybody doesn't commence to beginning going crazy until Mitchie hits a foul shot. Just like what they do with, you know what I'm saying? Like with the
parade can't start until Mitch hits a free throw.
And it doesn't matter how many he misses, because everybody's going to be on every moment. And the minute he hits it, it's bananas.
It's on.
Everybody's
the only person that won't like that is Mitch. Everybody else will love it, but the only person that
he would have a problem. And people are joking. Maybe this broken pinky will help his foul shooting.
He did practice today.
I think Mitchie is going to be a monster. I think his focus is going to be there. I think his lateral movement is what we want. We want his presence. we won but again, in this situation, the Knicks ain't old men, but I think it's boys against men. And the fact that we were able to get away from the maniacal minds of Spoelstra and in the last 2 years of Rick Carlisle sets the Knicks free. I'm telling you, because those two master maniacal minds, there's one guy that remembers those mindsets, and that's the captain on the floor, Jalen Brunson. And Mike Brown has done such a turnaround job where his uses of 10 to 12 people confused us at first, but he came out on the other side because a lot of people were saying, like, you fail if you don't get us to the ECF.
Yeah.
You okay if we lose the ECF. You pass the test if we win the ECF, and that's where I'm at.
Chuck, you're the best, man. Thanks for this, and it's fans like you that I'm rooting for the most. I want you guys to finally be able to see that championship, so enjoy it.
You going to be in
man.
New York? You going to make it here?
I'll be back and forth. Matter of fact, coincidentally, I'm going to Texas, but after they leave. So,
Okay.
those are my schedules. But, hey, but you know what? Salute to all y'all. And if I don't make predictions, but I think we're going to blow them young Cowboys out the gym. And if we lose game one, we still win in 6.
Okay.
I like it. Let me know when you get to town if you get in.
Yeah, I won't blow you up, Alan.
No, but yeah, you can. You can. Let me know if you're
the
in
one
town.
person. Chuck,
All
thanks,
right,
man.
salute.
Really appreciate this.
Appreciate you.
Oh, what an hour.
Yeah. See how he's so funny. Like, you could hear it, right? The passion in his voice for this matches. Like, if I showed you the text exchanges we have, it just, again, he's a pro. We were just talking about the SportsCenter anchors. Like, Chuck is a prolific writer. So he goes into these stream of consciousness with the text, and it's stuff he says. I'm just reading it, just going, my God, that's profound. Like, wow, that's profound.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a bar. Okay, like it's amazing. And so he starts giving me the 55 Dodgers, and then he breaks down why. Just his passion for this right now. It really is like the fan level of passion. You can tell he's been through so much watching this team, and it's like he feels it like so many others feel it. There's just something different. A lot of times in New York, I'll be quick, we have this thing with our teams that we expect the worst and hope for the best. There's just this feeling. I can't explain it, Don. There's just this feeling with this team around it, listening to them, watching them. It just makes you feel like I just think they're going to do it. Like, I really do. I really think they're going to do it.
All right,
and that's, you could hear it in his voice.
Coming up, I want to talk a little bit more about this Aaron Judge situation. The Spurs and the Knicks both spoke. We'll do that in the 5 o'clock hour. Anthony's got an ENN coming up at 6. Taking you up until 7 o'clock, then it's Ty Butler here on ESPN New York.
The New York Knicks, the NBA Finals.
You know who the face of the NBA is? Right here in New York, Jalen Brunson, baby. He's the face of New York. We deserve this. Bring them all on. Let's go, boys.
I haven't even slept yet, so I don't even know if it's sunk in.
They are locked in. They're healthy. They are rested, but they are the team that's going to be the underdog in the final. I love it.
Go, New York. Go, New York. Go.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. 21 plus and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
1-0. Knicks over the Cavs.
And that is it for game one. The Knicks just became the fourth team to win a playoff game after trailing by 20 points in the fourth quarter.
Let's go, Knicks, baby! Let's go, Knicks!
There was a 0.1% chance the Knicks were going to win. It was sexy.
Oh.
Let's go, Knicks. We took their soul.
It's the biggest comeback win in Knicks franchise history in the playoffs, and they storm back to force overtime and win game one.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
For the first time since 1999, the Knicks are headed to the NBA Finals.
And the 27-year wait is over. They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. 4 wins away from an NBA championship.
This group got tighter and more accountable as the days got closer to June.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including ZipRecruiter, Amazon Hub Delivery, Princeton Jeep, and Food Bazaar on ESPN New York.
Hahn and Rosenberg until 7 o'clock, and then it's Ty Butler leading you into Game 2 of the Mets and the Mariners series. Mets dropped a game in 10 innings last night to snap their 4-game winning streak. But before we get into the Aaron Judge of it all, Anthony Pusick has something to tell you.
Oh, Don, Allen, and New York.
Yes.
You need to hear this. This summer, all lines lead to Champs Sports Fan Central Station, a soccer pop-up shop open right in the heart of the city, 125 West 33rd Street. This is the soccer destination in New York. Jerseys for every national team you ride with. USA, get that Pulisic jersey. Mexico, Argentina, who doesn't love Messi? Brazil, and way more, all under one roof. If you want to gear up, rep your country, and feel the energy of the city, Champs Sports Fan Central Station, 125 West 33rd Street. That's where you need to be.
Well, thank you, Anthony. So we were talking about it just before Chuck D came on. No Judge tonight. They're hoping it's just day-to-day with some shoulder soreness. Here is Boone before the game tonight against the Guardians, updating everybody on Judge.
So he's been kind of the last couple of weeks kind of dealing with some shoulder soreness, just kind of more nagging. And then over the weekend, last couple of games in Sacramento, I think became a little more than that, where I noticed, with some swings and stuff. And, so it became a little more than just that nagging. I think it was affecting him. So we got some imaging last night. We think overall good news, showing a bone bruise. He's going to meet with the doctor tonight. So hopefully it's a day-to-day situation. Could be a few days, could be longer. I don't know for sure, kind of based on how he's feeling day by day. But, hopefully we avoided something serious, but we'll have an idea, more when he meets with the doctor and then as the next couple days unfold.
That probably explains, Alan, over the last 15 games, he's batting 193.
Maybe he finally said something.
17 strikeouts and only 1 home run. So
yeah.
It goes beyond that. I mean, he's having a great year for the average player, but for Aaron Judge, these are not numbers you're kind of used to. So,
well, not recently, especially, right?
Oh yeah, listen, he started out like a house on fire, but then he's definitely.
Well, think about that 13-run inning. He had a bloop single that really should have been caught. Like he didn't have a big hit in that inning at all. Second time around, I think he struck out. So, yeah, he's not himself. Don't love to hear this, and it's probably reached a point where he just, said, "Yeah, it's bothering me. Maybe we need to just calm it down."
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just it kind of explains what he's going through, and he's really important to this team.
Oh my God!
That's stating the obvious. And right now the Rays are really struggling. You figure they'd come back down there if they were playing at a 750 clip. You knew that they were going to slow down a little bit. The Yankees are right there, but they're probably. It sounds like, probably today and tomorrow. Maybe in this series. Maybe we won't see him for a few days here. And if that's the case, hey, it's the Guardians, and you should be able to take care of business. But you just don't want this to be an issue. Remember, last year wasn't playing the field because there were issues. I mean, this is the one thing he's been able to overcome is his health problems early in his career. He's been able to stay healthy, and we know the beast that he can be over an entire season. So get whatever needs to get taken care of. So this isn't a problem in the second half of the season. I don't think the Rays are going to go away. This is going to be a battle probably till the end on who's going to win this division. They're going to the playoffs, but you'd like to win the division. You'd like him to be healthy come postseason time.
You want to win the division. There's no there's no reason why you shouldn't win this division. There's no excuse. Well, you should win this division.
Well, there's an excuse if Judge is compromised. That's why, hey, it's June 2nd. Take advantage of the time of the season.
This might be now again, it's never a good thing that you're dealing with this. But if he has been compromised and he hasn't really given you much offensively at the plate over the last how many games now?
Well, I just gave you the stats for the last 15.
15, okay.
Yeah.
And they've had a pretty good run here. So they're winning despite – usually if he's out or he's hurt, their offense, they can't do anything. So they've been able to survive and actually thrive while he's not producing. That's a good sign. Now, you don't want to do that for too long, but it does show you at least that they can like I said, their starting pitching is very good. That's been a strength. But if they can still generate offense and he's not producing, that's better than what we've seen in the past. When they lose him, they fall apart. So that's something at least you could say.
Well, they've
that
got another stud.
Survived.
I mean, Ben Rice is a stud.
Yes,
right.
He is.
So that has certainly helped. Last year it was Bellinger when Judge was going through his things, and if you're going to be a championship caliber team, you got to have more than one guy supplying the offense as good as he is with Judge, and then maybe you get Stanton back, and then you can kind of get things going there. But that's the latest on the Yankee situation. Now, Knicks fans, join us for a live broadcast tomorrow at Stout NYC, 2 blocks from the Garden at 215 West 35th Street before the NBA Finals. Now, we know the game's in San Antonio, but we also know you're going to be out and about for the game. So we are going to be at Stout even on nights where the Knicks are on the road. We'll break down everything, talking matchups and getting you ready for tip-off. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live tomorrow at Stout NYC, all starting at 3 p.m. Knicks and Spurs spoke. We'll get into that next. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Want to earn extra revenue for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for local business owners to assist with deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra revenue and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront cost, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
If you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Slomin's is here to change the game with their preseason super sale. They're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2026 refrigerant-compliant R45 4B systems expertly installed by their certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right. Get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Plus, they're including a comprehensive service plan for 5 years, including annual system checks, filter replacement, and refrigerant to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Call Sloman's today at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000 or visit ac.slomans.com. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, New York, are you okay to drive? No, really. Did you know just one drink could lower your inhibitions, slow reaction times, and reduce coordination? That single drink causes your judgment to be altered and makes it harder to track moving objects. The risk you take by getting behind the wheel is not worth your life or anyone else's. Call a cab.
Hey, I'm looking for a cab.
A ride share, a sober friend, or take public transit. The New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee is reminding you to always drive sober.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We've got the Yanks home tonight in the Bronx, and if you're heading that way already using the inbound, George, pretty good ride for both the upper and lower decks. Deegan, some slowdowns in both directions, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound, George. Northbound backed up across the Triborough into Queens. Southbound said a bit bunched up from the Mosholu on down. Outbound Lincoln Orny about 20 to 30 minutes. Outbound Hahn about 15 to 20. Belt eastbound hitting the brakes in Brooklyn. A crash right before Flatbush Avenue. Delays there starting to back up to the Verrazano. Solid ride on the Staten Island Expressway westbound heading over to the West Shore. Long line of brake lights from the Verrazano on through. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? While the PCA can help, it's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
What's up, my friends? This is Francisco Lindor.
This is Devin Williams.
This is Luke Weaver.
Bo Bichette here. You're listening to the home of New York Mets baseball.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, guys,
It's Tully time.
the Mets continue their series out in Seattle. Coverage immediately following Ty Butler at 9, and the Yankees host the Guardians at 7:05. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. To try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Stanley Cup Final tonight, Vegas and Carolina. Game 1 on ABC, beginning at 8 o'clock. And I know all the talk about two small market teams, yada, yada. I think it's going to be a terrific series.
It's good hockey.
Yeah. I am rooting for Vegas. The only reason is because of Torts.
Okay.
Yeah, I love John Tortorella, and I know he's a pain in the ass. I get it. And I reprimanded him for what he did during the previous series. I'm not talking to the media and all. I get it. I get he's a bit much. But I think he's a really good guy, and I've got no love for Carolina. Players, great. Just their owner bothers me. I've stated that chapter and verse, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
But Carolina, I think, is going to win the series in 6. I think they're too good. They've only lost once in this postseason. They're on kind of a Nick-type run.
Yes.
Where the only loss was Game 1 against Montreal in the conference final. They won their first 8 games.
What was their length of time since between games?
11.
Are they at 11 days?
No, they were at 11 going into the Montreal series. because Montreal had to go 7 with Buffalo.
All right, so how long is this break?
Listen, it's a lot longer for Vegas because they swept Colorado. At least Carolina had to go 5
I got
with
it backwards.
Montreal.
Right, I got it backwards.
They had an 11-day break between their second-round victory,
yes,
and against Philadelphia, and then the conference final against Montreal. So kind of crazy, but that starts ABC. Sean McDonough on the call. All right, let's hear from the Spurs. So where do you want to begin, Alan? Do you want to begin with the Knicks or the Spurs on the game 1 coming up tomorrow?
I want the news first. Anything about Mitchell Robinson that was said from Mike Brown. I know he didn't talk. Robinson didn't talk. There was video, for those wondering. There is plenty of video from all the reporters that were there at the practice. They got to see the first, 30 minutes of practice. And the videos that you're seeing circulate, for those that haven't a chance to see it, Mitchell Robinson has a little bit of tape on the right pinky that was that had a procedure on it to fix what was something broken. But he was handling a basketball, he was dribbling a basketball, he was shooting a basketball. There didn't seem to be anything that would have slowed him down. There's nothing that I could see that was said about his availability for game 1.
Nothing was said.
But was anything from Mike Brown or anything like that about it?
Only Mike Brown we have is just talking in generalities. Nothing about Robinson.
So nothing about Robinson. Because to me, that's the only news, if there was any, to get. Now, of course, they're going to wait to the last minute. It's gamesmanship to probably say anything. But just visually seeing Mitchell Robinson on the court in practice uniform, handling a basketball, dribbling a basketball, shooting it a little bit, that's enough to say that's a good sign that there's nothing that he can't hold the ball. There's nothing big and bulky on his hand. It was just a little bit of tape on the right side, and that's it. So at least we can say we saw that much.
Well, I don't know anything as far as medical is concerned.
Right.
But I just have a feeling he's not playing tomorrow. I did not hear anything.
Interesting.
But come on, you're coming off surgery less than a week ago. Yeah, you can dribble, but this isn't in anger. And you know the Spurs are going to be slapping at his hand. They're going to be doing anything they can to irritate that. Of course.
Yeah.
That's the gamesmanship of the moment. You're trying to heal a bone. All right? So to me, yeah, you can handle the pain.
It's a target.
You get a shot, but if you re-injure that, then you can be done for the series. So I'm not throwing any games away by any stretch of the imagination, but if I have a choice of having him play in game 1 compromised, being at risk so close to the surgery of hurting this to where he could be compromised the rest of the series, or just saying, hey, let's give it a break. Let's play him game 3 at the Garden. Let's ensure that that's as healed as humanly possible so that we at least have him the rest of the way. That would be my guess, because, come on, man, that's a short turnaround from opening up your pinky, have surgery, to now playing in an NBA Finals game. Never mind, he'll deal with the pain, and I'm sure he wants to go. But I'd be concerned that he ends up breaking this irreparably for the rest of the series.
You know what? I can't worry about that. I'm trying to win a championship. This guy got me 10 offensive rebounds in the NBA Cup game against Wemby and them boys.
No,
this guy's got to play.
All right.
Like, that's how I feel. I feel his legs aren't hurt, and his legs are important because it's ability to run, jump, defend, all those things. I need him for 15 minutes.
Okay.
He doesn't play more than that.
Here's the deal. He's
so
dressing.
If you're good, you're playing.
Listen,
and if you hurt your hand, you hurt your hand. We'll worry about that in the offseason. But you're playing. If you can play, you're going, in my opinion.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know
what their plan is either. But if there's nothing – now, if he gets in the game and they're going to foul him on purpose and put him at the line, I've obviously got to worry about the bonus situation and keep him away from that. But if he's played 15 minutes most of the time, he doesn't play a lot. He's got to give Karl Anthony Towns a break every now and then. I also wouldn't mind using him against Wembanyama every now and then, even if it's because I got a 7-footer with long arms who's athletic who could at least give him some trouble. Mitch hasn't played against Wemby much. Not a lot of experience this season against him. So it's not like they've matched up a lot. But in this series, I need that. I need what he is.
No, I get it.
In the game.
But I also don't want to have a situation where now I don't have him at all. I mean, because here's what you're talking about. I mean, it's all about time, right?
Right.
So when did he have the surgery?
It was probably
Friday?
No. Wait. No. No, this came to light When did we know about this? Thursday?
Yeah,
so remember, they won Monday, and I believe they had Tuesday off.
Right.
So they probably found out about it on Wednesday. So I'm thinking Wednesday was the day that all that got done.
I thought when they announced it, they said he was going to have surgery. So I thought the surgery was after we found out. But
yeah,
I could be wrong.
I don't know the
So we're
details
talking about
of
less than a week ago.
Okay.
Now, if you let's say he doesn't play the first 2 games, but now you're talking about not game 3's on Monday. So now you're talking about like that's a significant amount of heal time. I'm not talking about wrapping him in bubble wrap. I'm just saying that I don't want to rush things and now maybe compromise him later on in the series, and I don't have him at all.
Okay.
If I know that maybe the 1 or 2 games can make him a little bit fresher and more effective the rest of the way. But you're right. All of a sudden, not having him, you drop a couple of games, and now you're in trouble.
Right.
They'll do the right thing because this is the NBA Finals, man. He's the longest tenured Knick. Okay.
Yes,
he was drafted in 2018. That doesn't seem like a long time ago, dude. That's 8 years ago. All right, and it would kill him not to do it. So I'm sure he's going to be dressed, and hey, maybe you catch a break, and you get out to a big lead, and then you end up using him sparingly, and you end up catching that. I would be shocked if he wasn't at least dressed. But I do think the minutes can certainly be compromised in game 1. Now, I was told we don't have any sound on Mitch's availability, but I've been told by Jacob that the Mike Brown cut I'm going to play is going to tick me off.
Uh-oh.
So let's hear.
Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo. Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo.
What is this in context?
I don't know the context.
I
but
got it.
Does he not know the New York history, brother? The last we checked on the Who Let the Dogs Out.
Oh no.
They were playing on the dugout of the World Series.
Oh God. What was this in context to? Please. I know he doesn't know the Met. He's not doing this because
he doesn't know it, but you know what?
He doesn't.
And I don't know. I'm sure this wasn't planned where any of the PR could have just reminded him, listen, it's just the Baja Men and Championship Series just don't mix here in New York. All right, so maybe just stay away from that. But again, I don't know the context, but that was kind of funny. But I got a D-chill hearing it because as a Met fan, I'm like, oh boy, that's.
Wait a second. What is this? Yeah, I need to know the context of this.
Do we know I mean,
I just looked for it. First of all, he's identified on Twitter as Sacramento Kings coach,
right.
which we know is not. That's not it.
Now, the other cut here that I'm told to play.
What is the context of this?
Mike Brown shares story about coaching children's flag football with Greg Popovich.
So we were awesome. Literally, he was the offensive coordinator. I was the defensive coordinator, and we actually dominated that league. We had to cheer all our parents. After every game and before every game, we get our parents in with the kids, and our cheer would be, "Who let the dogs out?"
There you go.
Oh, come on.
Who let the dogs out? Woo,
all right, so.
Woo, woo. So that's for all you older. They're adults now, right? Yeah, they are adults. For all you older dogs back in the day that were 6 and 7 that are now like 30.
Does that make you feel better or worse?
Oh, better, because he was telling a story.
All right. But you could have done it without actually singing it. You could have told that story and have the same effectiveness without even bringing up the Who Let the Dogs Out. Again, I'm coming from a place where, as a Met fan, listen, they probably would have lost to the Yankees anyway, but
he doesn't know this.
I know he doesn't know, but now it's there. And now, if it doesn't happen, we know why. Okay?
And you think this will be used against him?
Why not? It should be.
He's too nice of a guy.
No,
I picture the Knicks singing this in the locker room during their celebration, winning the championship.
Well,
having fun with it.
Well, you know what that's doing?
Maybe the Baja Men come before Game 6.
No, definitely not. No,
We're not doing this.
But I will tell you that could be taking it back moment where if they win the title and do the who let the dogs out. Now it's like taking it back. Now you've purified it in a way. Because now the championship's already won.
Clear.
All right, Jalen Brunson on playing in the NBA Finals 27 years after his dad.
It's pretty surreal. I'm not going to lie. It's something I haven't really thought about. But I feel like once the season's over, once the career's over, it'll be times to think about the stuff that be able to go through together. But it's definitely a cool feeling.
It's still amazing, don't you think? Like, isn't that crazy? It's crazy that his father was on the team the last time they got to a final.
No, there's a.
You want to hear something else crazy? Jalen Brunson's last championship was with Villanova, NCAA championship, right, in 2018. Do you know where that game was played?
I don't remember. I guess the Alamo Dome?
Yeah, San Antonio.
Because so
isn't that wild?
It's all serendipity, man, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all these things. Now you can, if you really search, you can find connections, but this is all exposed, man. This is just out there that everybody can see. Like nobody has to dig to find this stuff, man. It's all right there. And to be in the finals for the first time since your dad was on the team,
nuts.
It is pretty crazy to learn all this stuff. Jalen Brunson says Knicks learned from their last layoff experience between rounds.
A couple of days off, but when we were in the gym, we were focused. We were practicing pretty hard. Understanding that not knowing who we were playing yet, we had to prepare for both teams. We didn't want to be behind the 8 ball. It was really important for us to have those days because we saw how we came out in Game 1 last time when we had the rest days. So I feel like it's really those days we had where it was important for us, for sure.
Well, they recognized they're trying to correct it.
Yeah, that's what I mean by like the experience that they learned from and they got away with in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, but yet how pissed off they were about how they played. Like, I remember that game they won, they pulled one out of their butt. You know, like that was an insane game. And I remember coming on the show and saying the prevailing feeling after that game was not like too much. It wasn't like an overreaction of joy. It was more of a like, get off the court, like nothing to celebrate. They were so mad at themselves for how they played to start that game that they knew they stole a game, which was what made Game 2 for them like they went out and throttled down in Game 2. This will be interesting to see how they begin tomorrow night, knowing, fresh in their memory, what they had in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, knowing we can't do this again. And also this time off, they probably used with that same mentality, like we've got to lock in because we can't have this happen again. The fact that it's fresh in their mind, that it just happened, I think is so valuable to how they handled this time off.
You know, the first 2 championships in my lifetime, and I think a lot of fans can relate to this because I think there's quite a few Knicks fans that this might be their first title because I don't know who they root for outside of the NBA.
Okay.
But if they're a Jet fan, they don't have any titles, right? If they're a Met fan, they don't have any titles in their lifetime, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
But the first 2 titles, and I was so fortunate. It was 1986 is one of the greatest years of my life. I graduated from high school. My baseball team wins a World Series.
Right.
First time, 69 I was 1, so I didn't appreciate that. And then the Giants won for the first time in 30 years, for the first time in my lifetime. And I was confident, like Knicks fans are, with both of those teams, because the Mets won 108 games in the regular season. They beat Philadelphia by 25.5 games. It was like literally in the National League East. And the Giants went 14-2 and ran away with things as well. But it was 2 completely different experiences. With the Mets, they almost lose to the Astros, almost lose to the Red Sox. Probably should have lost to the Red Sox. The Giants just ran right through. So I saw it from both sides where there's a level of confidence. And I just feel like because they've won 11 in a row and because they're trying to end this long drought, that it's probably going to go more Mets than Giants in the sense that it's going to be
excruciating.
It has to be. Alan, how could it not be? Like, who has ever slayed the dragon? And there was somebody that misunderstood what I meant. I'm not calling the Spurs the dragon. The dragon is the 53 years of not winning a title.
Is winning a championship. Right.
That's what you're up against. So you
breaking the curse. You mean break the curse?
Right.
To break a curse. It takes like to break a curse like this. And a curse is another weird way to say it, but you know what I mean. It really has to be something overwhelming. The Red Sox are the great example. What did they have to do, Don, but come back from down 3-0?
So they did sweep in the World Series, but the round before,
they were a machine.
They had to slay the other dragon, not just of having not won since 1918, but actually beat the big bad Yankees, and they do a comeback from 3-0 down.
It's a great example, though. How about this? Because for the Red Sox, beating the Yankees and coming back from 3-0 could have been where they were so caught up in that success, they could have gone into the World Series and not really been able to lock back in, right? Because you're just so like, wait, we got to get back to competing. Whereas they were just on such a roll that nobody was going to touch them after that. It was almost like they were, Bruce Leroy. They had the glow. They finally realized it. We can't be beat. And that's kind of what, people are wondering with this Knicks team has this run, and not just winning series, the way they're doing it.
Yeah,
Do they just suddenly have like this team collective? Like, no, nobody's beating us. Like, not right now. Nobody's touching us.
Yeah, it's interesting because
they might just have the glow now. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
I heard so many stories, but the one specific story I heard in '94, I told you Bill Hansen was one of the guys that really got me into hockey when I worked at Lincoln Pharmacy back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And his sons were huge Ranger fans too. And when Zelepukin scored the goal, they looked at each other and go, "Of course he scored the goal." Yeah, because it's been 54 years. Of course the Devils are going to put us through over. Of course they just couldn't win the damn game in regulation.
Right.
Of
course we have to go to overtime.
And in Vancouver they've got to almost blow a 3-1 series lead, lose at home, go to Vancouver, and of course there's going to be a Game 7. Of course, because it just can't be that easy. Listen, I hope, Knick fans, it's 15 straight and you roll. And next Wednesday, we're celebrating the title.
Jeez, Don.
But you just know it's not. It can't happen that way, right? Can it?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Because honestly, it just doesn't work that way. It never works that way.
I know I'm being facetious when I say why not, but I'm just, it's. Would it shock you? No, because you'd go like, of course. To finally break this thing, they make it look so easy. But do I expect it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, because we got to get to some calls, but I want to hear from Wemby. He talks specifically about the opponent, the Knicks.
It's a great team, It's a great team of experienced guys who are not here by chance, but by relentless effort over the years, and very different career paths for all of them. So they're right where they're supposed to be, in my opinion. And all of them are going to be super hungry in their own way.
Very well said, right? I mean, that sounds like somebody who did his homework a little bit, right?
Of course. He pays attention. Again, here's a guy that you have great respect for. If you think about all the opponents that the Knicks have had over the last 4 years, the Brunson era, there's just guys that you kind of, whether it's, Harden that we kind of rolled our eyes at, Brown that you roll your eyes at, how much he hates the Knicks, the stuff he was talking about, or Embiid. Like, there's certain players where you just, man, enough of this guy. Wembanyama is I have great respect for what he's already become, what it looks like he's going to be, and not just who he is as a player, but his recognition of the league and understanding of it. Like, he seems like he knows what's going on around the league. He knows teams, he knows players, he knows it all. He's not just kind of caught in his own world. He's not going to say dumb things after a game. I think he's got a real awareness of what's happening around him, and I think that's why he has a healthy respect to this Knicks team. He sees what they've done, and he knows they beat me twice this year, and every time we play each other, something crazy happens. He's aware of it.
And he talked about the emotions of the Spurs following the Western Conference Final win over the Thunder.
Coming back down from this is a challenge, and it's not done yet. We still need to really come back down to earth and realize that we haven't done the hardest yet. The job isn't done at all. So we still got about, I don't know, what time is it? Like 30 plus hours to recenter.
So he realizes
recenter.
That could be a thing.
Listen to that. To recenter.
This is going to be great. We have another Brunson that we want to play coming up. Plus your calls. We were jam-packed with a really great guests in that from 3:45 to 4:30. So we really want to knuckle down and get the calls in, 1-800-919-3776. Take you up until 7 o'clock. Then it's Ty Butler leading into the Mets and the Mariners. Right here, Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long.
With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're setting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're setting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. 21 and over, physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS4KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to cars4kids.org now or call 877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
New York is headed to the championship, and when you watch a team play this well, you can tell. It starts with how they're built. Depth, leadership, execution, doing the little things right. That's how Tricon Construction builds too. Whether it's medical, industrial, multifamily, or commercial, Tricon brings the right team and the right plan to every project across the tri-state area. So if you're looking for a construction partner for your next project, don't overthink the pick. Choose Tricon Construction. Every phase, every detail, done right. Visit triconbuilds.com.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We've got the Yanks home tonight in the Bronx, and if you're heading that way already using the inbound, George, pretty good ride for both the upper and lower decks. Deegan, some slowdowns in both directions, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound, George. Northbound, backed up across the Triborough into Queens. Southbound said a bit bunched up from the Mosholu on down. Outbound Lincoln Arnie about 20 to 30 minutes. Outbound Hahn about 15 to 20. Belt eastbound, hitting the brakes in Brooklyn. A crash right before Flatbush Avenue. Delays there starting to back up to the Verrazano. Solid ride on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Long line of brake lights from the Verrazano on through. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? While the PCA can help, it's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Hey, soccer fans, make sure to join us for a live broadcast presented by Milagro Tequila. It's all happening on Friday, June 12th at Platt Deutsch in Franklin Square on Long Island. Get there early, starting at 3 p.m. That's when the show begins. And grab a Milagrosa cocktail as we talk matchups and storylines while we get you to be part of the live, passionate soccer atmosphere along with us while we do the show. Don't miss this special live event with us on Friday, June 12th, Platt Deutsch in Franklin Square on Long Island. All brought to you by Milagro Tequila. Donnie?
Some sad news just saw it came down, Alan. David Halberstam passed away earlier today. He was a former play-by-play voice of St. John's basketball, the Miami Heat. He also wrote a book that I loved. I don't know if you ever got a chance to read it, Alan. Sports on New York Radio, a play-by-play history, where he gave you each of the local teams in New York and all their play-by-play history, and me just being in love with play-by-play.
Yeah.
Just like I consumed that book in like 2 days.
I bet.
Probably still out there. He had a long battle with brain cancer, so he passed away earlier today. I'm not sure if you ever crossed paths with him. I never did, but I was always a fan from afar. He was a general manager at Westwood One. Again, spent some time with the Miami Heat and St. John's doing play-by-play, and wrote that book. I don't know if it's in circulation at all. He also launched the Sports Broadcast Journal as well. So, in case you know the name and familiarize yourself with him, one of the real great broadcasters and authors in NBA, college basketball, he had passed away today. Wanted to pass that along to you. Let's hear from you at 1-800-919-3776. Let's get to the busy phones. Haven't had a chance to talk to you guys so far today. Let's start it off with Phil. He's in Queens. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Phil?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Just a quick story. So I broke my finger in college right before a big football game, and it was like 3 days before, and wrapped it. I had the surgery, wrapped it. I ended up playing, but it was the worst decision of my life. So I know Mitch has way better doctors, way better physical therapists, but I think he's going to play. I think this is kind of gamesmanship from the Spurs. That's my first point. My second point is there's going to be 2 New York City high school players that are playing in the championship.
Yep.
Champagne on the Spurs and obviously Jose Alvarado.
Yep.
And I just want to say Christ is going to take us to the final. To get Knicks in 6, Jose Alvarado might not play a big role in it, but just having him on the team is going to take us all the way, maybe. So I actually went to Christ the King too, so I'm rooting hard for him. So
okay.
Let's go, Knicks.
I was going to say, you didn't go to
Phil.
Laughlin, I'm sure, because that's where Champagne went. But, yeah, that's a cool story, too. Dylan Harper also said he lives in New York City. He said he doesn't live too far, actually, from Madison Square Garden, so it's special for him. It's like a bit of a homecoming. And let's not forget, for Jordan Clarkson, he was a high school legend in San Antonio. So it's personal for him. And Jeremy Sohan was playing for the Spurs the last couple of years before they waived him, and the Knicks picked him up as a player that they thought could be useful off their bench. And he might be useful, Don, because there was a great story in the New York Post where he shared some thoughts about how to defend Wembanyama, what to do, how to deal with him. And one of the things that I thought was interesting that he said was, you don't have to really hit him and be as physical. You can do a little bit of that. He's like, but just make him run. He said he gets tired faster than most other people, And so you want to get him winded, so he has to come out of the game. And while he's out of the game, you take advantage of those minutes. Found that to be an interesting insight.
Champagne talked about being ready to be the villain in his own hometown.
For sure. Obviously, I know a lot of. I was telling somebody else, I have a lot of friends who are New York fans, and I would love to spoil their plans. I would love to. It'd just be fun. Obviously, going back there and compete for a championship is great, but I personally want to win, so we'll just see how it goes.
I like that. I mean, it kind of sucks, but
I know. And he talked about playing in that finals at Madison Square Garden as a kid. It means a lot to play in New York for the championship.
Obviously, I'm from there. I grew up in Brooklyn, not Staten Island.
Yeah, I made that.
Thank you. But I grew up there, so being able to go back to the Garden and compete for a championship, it's the best feeling ever. And then obviously Jose's from the towns, so I've been around him for a while now. I won't lie, they definitely got the better of us a bunch of times when he was at Christ the King and I was at Lackland. But it was always good memories. He was a great guard, quick, crafty, feisty, so it'll be fun.
So he made it clear because it's listed that he was born in Staten Island, but he has often said that he's not from Staten Island, that he's from Brooklyn. And it's reached a point where he actually makes it a point to keep saying it to people as if there's he's offended to be associated with Staten Island, which is weird. Anybody from Staten Island, does that bother you? Like, he does this a lot. He's always like, no, I'm not from Staten Island, I'm from Brooklyn.
I think it's more about, let's say I'm from Harlem, because I am. But you call me Brooklyn. Like, you say I'm from Brooklyn. I'm immediately offended. Not for anybody in Brooklyn, but...
Why?
You know why. But never anybody in Brooklyn in particular, but, I'm very proud of being from Harlem.
You want to rep where you spent the majority of your time.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, it's weird because his basketball reference, born, it says Brooklyn, but his Wikipedia, for some reason, says Staten Island. And so everybody, of course, is keeps saying that. They keep going that. I think Mike Breen's actually done it a few times. And he has... Every time he does any type of media and they talk about him playing in New York. Now, again, he had that big game against the Knicks on New Year's Eve. He had 11 threes. And of course, the reference was he was from Staten Island. After the game, he's like, I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah, and maybe it would be reversed. Like if he was born in Brooklyn but raised in Staten Island, he might want to rep Staten Island. You want to rep where you're raised. Now, here's a quick question before we get back to the calls.
Yeah.
Technically, you're born, like literally born in the hospital. So they'll say what city the hospital's in, not necessarily where you grew up. Like I grew up in Hawthorne, right? And I'm proud of that.
Right.
But if I ever became a big deal, it would say that I was born in Ridgewood, New Jersey, because that's where Valley Hospital was, where I was born. My brother was born in a hospital in Patterson. Like, so if people ever were interviewing me saying, "Oh, you're from Ridgewood, New Jersey," I would correct them. There's not a thing wrong with Ridgewood, but I'd want to let them know, no. I might have been born in Ridgewood, but I was raised and reared and became who I am because of Hawthorne. So I don't think it's any shade at Staten Island. At least I don't think that to be the case. Were you born in the same city that you grew up in?
No, I was born in a hospital in Smithtown.
Okay,
that doesn't even exist anymore. Smithtown General.
Well, once you're born, I mean, they can't do any better. They probably set it right on fire.
They closed it
your
down.
parents looked in the rearview mirror and that place was up in flames.
The doors were shut. No, it was like the scene in Joker where he's just walking away from the hospital.
Yeah.
But I get that part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you wouldn't, if I said, "Oh, Smithtown Zone," you'd correct me, right?
Probably.
Yeah. So I think that's where we're at.
I get it.
But
it's just funny how he just keeps hammering it home.
Yeah, well,
make it clear I'm from Brooklyn. It's a borough thing. It is interesting how the different boroughs they're very particular.
I know a guy. I keep bringing up his name all the time.
Okay,
Dominic Destani. Worked with him at SportsCenter.
Yeah,
he lived on Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
But he was born and raised in Queens, and then later on in life he moved out to Long Island.
Okay,
he would drive across the border every morning to get the Queens edition of Newsday instead of the Long Island edition because he wanted to rep where he's from, and I get that. I think it's a little anal, but that's how people get. But I promise you, I teach you the Brunson and why he believes this Knicks team will thrive in the NBA Finals?
I think we're a focused group. I think we're a hardworking group. I feel like we've been doubted a lot. There's been a lot of noise on the outside that we could obviously talk about, complain about, do something about, but we've always just went back into the gym, worked on our game individually, and then when it came to practice, we were focused. When it came to games, we kept getting better and better. I think our mentality is in the right place at the right time, and we just got to stay focused and keep learning. Even today, we can't be satisfied just because we're here. We got to continue to keep learning.
Never let an athlete tell you
Wait a
they
minute.
don't hear the noise.
Hang on a second.
Yes.
He sound like he's nasally?
Yeah, I think a little bit.
Play that back.
Oh, no.
I don't like this.
Oh, no.
I think we're a focused group. I think we're a hardworking group. I feel like we've been doubted a lot.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of noise
What
on
are you
the
trying to?
outside,
What are you getting at?
that we could.
Has he got something going on?
So that's what's going to derail the Knicks. Phlegm.
Hopefully, it's just allergies.
Allergies? He's in San Antonio. It's dry there.
He just came from New York. You think it
Got
just
off the
goes
plane.
away? Dude, I swear to God, everybody is nasally right now.
You think so?
Everybody.
So you think that's nothing? Like
It-
he doesn't have like a little
Dude.
cough due to cold or anything like that?
No, Forrest, he doesn't.
I'm glad you got
it. Listen, you're becoming a worry war. I get it. It's real.
Everything.
Right.
Done.
Snot is
Everything.
going to not disrail this team.
Snot is not derailed. Wait a minute. Seriously, that's when you just go, Jalen, follow-up question. Do you have a cold? You feeling a little under the weather? You good? You all right? Do you need a little Mucinex? Something?
Well,
Can I run the CVS real quick for you? I'm telling you, this is it. Nothing can get in the way. Nothing. Not a sniffle. Not a pinky.
Yeah, you almost, you know what? Don't
Nothing.
even leave your room. Don't even leave the room.
No.
Don't cross the street.
God,
nothing.
no. Nothing. Don't order anything. Be careful.
I was
Everything
going to
you
say
eat.
they need to
I'm
leave
gonna
the room.
taste
No
test
room
everything.
service.
No room.
service.
No room service. Matter of fact, you know what you need to do? You need to get somebody that's not recognizable to go out and buy their food. They should have brought their own food.
No,
Call
bring
Wild
chef.
Fork. They'll
They
send
have
the food.
They really do have their own chef. I would have brought him in. You're making everything right here. We're gonna have a ballroom set up. We're gonna have frying pans and all the different. What are those solo stove things? We're gonna do all that. We're gonna cook it all right here.
Yeah.
Nobody's even touching this.
No.
Food. You know what? We're gonna bring a cow. We're gonna kill the cow. We're gonna
Right
take
there.
the meat right off the
It'll
cow.
be like a ritual.
So nobody can touch any of this stuff. The chicken, we got him too.
Listen,
I'm maniacal, Don. Maniacal.
No,
about this.
I honestly, you hear horror stories all the time.
Oh.
I would not take any chances whatsoever.
You can't have any of this.
Eli is in Newark. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Eli?
How we doing, guys? How we doing? I'm
Good.
sitting here. I want to ask you guys a question, okay?
Yes.
I'm sitting here on the eve of the biggest Knicks game in 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
And all I can think to myself is, what did we do to deserve Jalen Brunson? If Brunson wins this, if the Knicks win this, and Brunson wins Finals MVP, he now has National Player of the Year in college,
Yep.
a college championship, actually two of them,
Two of them.
NBA championship, and an NBA Finals MVP. What other players in the history have done that?
Well, there's been a few, but not many. But I will say,
Magic, right? Magic won the national.
Magic
Magic
Johnson
would be
has
one.
national championship as well. But I will say this, though. It's a great point to make, because what I said this morning on Get Up, with everything that you just said there, Eli, is I said if they finish the job here and get 4 more wins, Jalen Brunson is a first-ballot lock Hall of Famer. Done. But remember, it's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame. It
Right.
includes your college career. What Eli just read off was a resume that very few players can have. And to me, that makes him a lock first ballot Hall of Famer. Lock. 2 national championship, player of the year in college. You get an NBA title where you are the main player and you most likely would get the finals MVP. He's already got the conference final MVP. You've got that all on your mantle, and he's 28? Yeah, come on. Lock. Done. He could retire and he'd be a Hall of Famer first ballot. First ballot, don't even collect 200, just pass go. You're right in.
So just the quick AI. Magic Johnson.
Yep.
Michael Jordan. Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Jordan won with North Carolina, the famous Georgetown game in '84. Isaiah, right, 1980. And that's it?
81 national championship, 2 NBA titles in 89-90, and the 90 MVP award with the Pistons.
Kareem?
I think that's it.
Not Kareem?
I see Bill Russell, Christian Laettner, Kareem,
Walton?
and Michael Jordan.
Well, where did Laettner win? No, Laettner didn't win an NBA title or an MVP in the NBA Finals.
Yeah. Laettner never won an MVP.
It's got to be NCAA Division Championship, NBA Championship, NBA Finals MVP. Now, obviously, Brunson hasn't done the last two.
No. But I'm going further back. So, Bill Russell, yeah, but what about – I thought Kareem did this. Didn't Walton do it too?
Oh, look. This is what – well, listen, AI is not perfect.
No.
As you know.
We're just throwing names out there at this point.
All right, so let me see here. I found another website. We'll update you when we come back. More calls as well. 1-800-919-3776. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg up until 7. Then it's Ty Butler on ESPN New York.
The New York Knicks, the NBA Finals.
You know who the face of the NBA is? Right here in New York. Jalen Brunson, baby. He's the face of New York. We deserve this. Bring them all on. Let's go, boys.
I haven't even slept yet, so I don't even know if it's sunk in.
They are locked in. They're healthy. They are rested, but they are the team that's going to be the underdog in the final. I love it.
Go, New York. Go, New York. Go.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
The Knicks.
This is a team that is very talented and is playing its absolute highest level of basketball.
The Spurs.
The Knicks have been completely unstoppable.
The NBA Finals.
They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
I talk about how great we are. That doesn't matter. We just got to worry about being ourselves and just stay locked in and, go win.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Replacing your home's AC system isn't exactly pocket change. Let's be real. Most people don't have thousands of dollars just lying around. And that's why Slomin's makes staying cool affordable. Right now, Slomin's central air conditioning makes it easier than ever to upgrade without blowing your budget. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% financing for up to 18 months. Plus, every new system comes with a 5-year all-inclusive service plan, including annual system maintenance, filter replacements, and refrigerant. So there are no surprise costs down the road. Whether your system is outdated, your electric bills are through the roof, or your AC finally called it quits, Slomin's has a solution that works and a payment plan that actually makes sense. Call 516-932-7000. That's 516-932-7000. Or visit ac.slomans.com to schedule your free estimate today. Slomin's Central Air Conditioning. Because comfort shouldn't come with a price you can't afford. 18-month promo period. No payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
No matter your age or career stage, SUNY Canton delivers education at the speed of life. With flexible, fully online degree programs, you can earn your credential on your schedule. Ready to get started? Apply now for a summer start in high-demand programs like applied psychology, cybersecurity, healthcare management, and more. Our admissions team is ready to help you review transfer credits, explore degree options, choose courses, and navigate every step of enrollment. Email admissions@canton.edu today or visit canton.edu to learn more.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Hey, soccer fans. It's RJ Santillo from DiPietro Rothenberg.
And me, Ray Santiago.
And coming up, you can hang with me and my boy Ray Santiago for a watch party presented by our friends at Rothenberger Pilsner. On Friday, June 12th, come watch the match between the U.S. and Paraguay at Zoom Schneider Beer House in Brooklyn. Starting at 9 p.m., you can enjoy Pilsner perfection since 1872 from the first German Pilsner. Come out, grab a cold Rothenberger, join in on the energy with ESPN New York. It's me, RJ Santillo.
And me, Ray Santiago.
And we're live from Zoom Schneider Beer House on Friday, June 12th, brought to you by Rothenberger Pilsner.
See, this is why Allen's the best. Because he rattled off three guys, and he was right on all three. Bill Russell did it, won his national championship twice, actually, with San Francisco. And then all those titles with the Celtics. You know he was an MVP of the finals.
Yeah.
You were also right about Bill Walton too.
Yeah.
He was the NBA Finals MVP in '77
with the Portland Trailblazers, your favorite team.
And
he also won 3 national titles in UCLA, and then he also won with the Celtics in '86.
And clearly Kareem was correct as well.
Oh my God, Kareem dominated.
And all those guys have something in common. They're all in the Hall of Fame. So you're right. If he wins a title in New York and takes home the MVP,
he's part of, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what makes you a winner. And we've got to stop. We've got to get away from this whole small player thing. Like honestly, get away from this because the game's changing. This game is still, of course, length and athleticism is still a part of it. Wings and all that stuff is important. But the game at its brass tacks is still about talent and footwork and shot-making ability and clutch ability. And that doesn't matter what size you are. Jalen Brunson right now is the patron saint of small guards trying to win a championship. And everybody from John Stockton to the other Isaiah Thomas, the one who didn't win a championship, of course, the one that has his name spelled differently from the Hall of Famer, and other small guards who were lead guards who couldn't win a title. They're all got to be rooting for him to just break that stigma. Because, it's insane to say in today's NBA he can't do it because of his size. This game is not played in the post anymore. It's not a post-up game anymore. And it's also not just a perimeter game anymore, and it's not a game played hanging in the air anymore. It's a game played with your mind. It's a game played with your clutch ability, your toughness, mental toughness. And it's a game played with your feet and your footwork and your ability to get people off balance and get your shot off. He's all that. So to me, this championship is not just about New York. We're living in it right now. But for all the small guards out there who told you too small to lead your team, he's a guy that's going to change the narrative, which is why all of them should be rooting for him, whether you like the Knicks or not.
And as far as whatever was stated, or what people can't do this, can't do that. Everybody, he's surprising the world, and let's be honest, he's also surprising Knicks fans. Because when they acquired Brunson,
from the day he got
I didn't notice any Knicks fans securing tickets to the finals or talk. I heard a lot of complaining that. So he shocked the world, including Knicks fans.
No question.
So
he was the guy you didn't know you needed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like some of the people you expect nothing from do the most that you don't expect. And that's what he's represented, which is why it goes back to all the star chasing that this franchise has done. I used to always say Knicks fans are always down with OPP. It's always about other people's players. Can we get that guy? The minute someone gets good, it's like I'll never forget, even as a beat writer, but also early days with MSG, you'd always get interactions from fans. And the minute there was the next star coming to the league, hey, how do we get him? Can we trade for him? When's he become a free agent? It's like, damn.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, it's always trying to get someone else's player. And this time, it's a guy that you didn't know you needed. You didn't think he was Mr. Right, but, man, he's Mr. Right now.
And, it's not always acquiring the best player. It's acquiring the right
player. Yeah.
It looks like
now,
they got the right player.
A couple updates on Mitchell Robinson for those wondering, because they did have a practice that was open to the media. As I mentioned earlier, not a big bandage on that pinky that he'd had a procedure on that apparently had broken in one of the off days after winning the Eastern Conference Finals. He was seen with a very little bit of a bandage on his hand. He went out onto the practice floor, catching a basketball, shooting the basketball, dribbling the basketball. And then there was some video as well taken by some media there of him walking up to various coaches with firm right-hand handshakes. Now, Don, if you broke your pinky and it hurt like hell, are you shaking my hand with that hand?
No.
No. So he's firm handshaking. So, look, I don't know. I'm there in San Antonio. I'm here. So I don't have any intel whatsoever. But if there is any type of soreness, pain, or anything, they've got stuff that can take that pain away temporarily.
For sure. No question.
And I just feel like when you're in the NBA Finals, Willis Reed took, 40 cc's of Carbocaine and walked out on a basketball court. I think a pinky's not going to stop you from playing.
Well, Ronnie Lott cut part of his pinky off to play in the Super Bowl.
That was extreme.
That was extreme, but, he did set a standard for how important it all is. Let's go to Steve in California. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
It's such a great opportunity to be able to talk to you again, especially with this going on. So I'm 72 years old. I remember I was at Yankee Stadium the day Roger Maris hit his 61st home run.
Oh, my mother was
Saw
too.
the birth of the Mets. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I was there. My dad was a building super, and we used to get seats right at the edge of the third baseline, right there at third base in those field boxes, nothing in front of us. But what I want to talk about now is the way the Knicks are playing ball, and I believe the Knicks are going to win. I don't know how many games, but in 7. They can play the ball anyway. They play great defense now. Everybody used to talk about how weak Cat was, or how much of a anchor having Brunson on the floor was. They figured out how to play defense, and everybody on that team passes now. They're getting like 40 assists a game. Everybody says that the big guards are going to stop Brunson. I think the Knicks are going to run them if they can get rebounds and start passing the ball.
Yes.
And they're getting 40-plus assists a game. They're going to tire out Wembanyama. They're going to run those guys who have played 2 7-game series in a row now. So, just curious to know what you have to think about.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot going their way for sure, Steve.
It's a good point that Steve's making. Transition scoring, not just fast break, but transition scoring has been on a major uptick in the playoffs for the Knicks. It's part of their change in what they do offensively. A lot of teams, a lot of times, will send a double or send help, whatever it is, and sometimes also shooters, when they try to draw fouls, will try to fall. Whenever that happens, whoever that guy is leaks out. The Knicks have been doing this with several players in the playoffs where they just leak out. And so you might score on me, but I know the guy leaking out, and we're doing Montana, down the field to Jerry Rice. Like, they're doing that and scoring the minute you score to take away your momentum. And so the idea of getting out in transition, running and scoring and running, that is definitely part of the game plan. It is something that the Thunder have shown when they had success against the Spurs. That was some of the things that they were doing. So that's definitely something I would watch, is get that up-tempo going, get down the court as fast as you can, and try to get quick strike scores before Wembanyama gets down and sets up defensively.
Well, we'll break it all down for the next hour. We've got ENN coming up next, and don't forget we'll be at Stout tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Even though the game's in San Antonio, we're still going to be out and about, so definitely swing by 35th and 7th for that. Should be a lot of fun. ENN, though, is next with Anthony Pusick, Don Hahn, Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
It's summertime, so why are you still living with pain? If you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or nerve pain, don't wait any longer. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Soundwell Pain. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no long recovery, no relying on pain medication. Just non-surgical image-guided treatments that help you get your life back. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances are accepted. Help is close. Go to SoundwellPain.com. Feel better this summer, not someday.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night. We've got the Yanks home in the Bronx. First pitch just a little over an hour away. Really no big delays over at the inbound. George, upper deck might run you about 5 minutes from the Route 4 approach. Deegan just packed both up and down, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound. George, northbound, especially tough. Adding to the delays, a crash by the 3rd Avenue Bridge. Backed up across the Triborough into Queens and up onto the Bruckner. Outbound, Lincoln, your best ride at 15 to 20. Outbound, Holland closer to a half hour. Not so great on the east side of town. FDR northbound, a broken down car in the right lane by East 90th. Jam there. Delays go back into the 20s. Staten Island Expressway westbound, just bumper to bumper heading over to the West Shore. Delays go back across the Verrazano into Brooklyn. After that, no issues at the Goethals Bridge getting into Jersey. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
This is your home for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks and the NBA Finals. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. This is an ENN special report. Now reporting,
the very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
It is now time for ENN, brought to you by Fanatics Fest NYC. Filling in for the on assignment, Peter Rosenberg, is Anthony Pusick.
On assignment to dinner, apparently. That's what we learned.
He was at dinner.
Yes.
The guy's got to eat, no?
Oh, no, it was probably delicious.
At some point, he's got to eat something.
I am sure they're huddled around working on whatever project's being worked on, sending out for bad Italian takeout.
What? There's
Getting
no
it all
such
worked.
thing as bad Italian takeout.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
Yo,
I've been to Italy.
No, I guess no offense, but like if you're in Italy and you're getting like takeout from the Olive Garden.
Well, I mean, if they have an Olive Garden in Italy and you walk in, you should be slapped.
Yeah.
You know what it should be? It should be a storefront.
You just have a
and
heart
when
attack.
you walk in, an Italian guy should stand there, just smack you in the face.
Bang.
Get out. Get out of here.
What are you doing here? Anyway.
It's amazing how we have all the Italian people with a Brooklyn accent, though.
No, listen. That's how I know it. Again, same way, like, cockroach. That's the way I describe it. That's how I've said it for years. I don't know what you guys have been saying.
We did clean that up, though.
We did in the new one.
And I hate it. I should have never brought it up. I should have let it go.
Listen,
I'm mad at myself.
The Viking Pest people love it, and we love them.
That's all that matters.
New photo and autograph slots are available at Fanatics Fest, including Gronk, Cam Schlittler, Cody Bellinger, David Wright, and all the WWE superstars you can imagine. Go Knicks! Yep. Danhausen will be there. Alexa Bliss tickets on sale. Braun Breaker tickets on sale. Jacob Fatu tickets on sale. Not Jacob Perry, Jacob Fatu. I'm sure if Jacob had a booth, tickets would be available and you could sign autographs for him at a low, low price.
They'd be sold out.
This is big, guys. I don't know if you saw this on social media. I think this is worth bringing up. At Fanatics Fest, a special roommates show pod.
Oh, I saw this.
With Aaron Judge. Brunson, Hart, Judge.
Wow.
Yeah. Even Paul O'Neill's excited about that
Who
one.
are you taking out?
No one. I like all three. We're
Got
actually
it.
adding Aaron Judge.
Boy, it would be something if Brunson gets this, then they have this thing, and then Judge goes, "Mom, I'm next," and then he gets one in the fall.
Oh, Alan.
By the way, if that happens, Don, you might as well just you might as well tell them, get him off the show. You won't be able to deal with me.
Right.
2026. I mean, how could you top that year?
No.
Yeah.
You couldn't top that year for me. Couldn't do it.
Keith Hernandez, tickets on sale for him. Very soon, Alan, make a note. Jack Hughes, tickets on sale soon.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, still efforting this.
So that's going to have to happen. Andy Pettit's going to be there. Brock Nelson's going to be there. Lots and lots of people. Check it out, Fanatics Fest.
Yeah, Gracie has her prom tonight.
Oh.
Aw.
No date. And I did rush home after Get Up just to see her before she left. She looked amazing. But no date. And then she's like, I guess Jack Hughes isn't available. I was like, well,
So no
you'd have
date.
to ask Tate
Interesting. Is it like is there a statement being made?
I think it's a choice.
McRae. Yeah, she's going to college. She doesn't want to get into anything.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
What are you thinking, Don? I think he's thinking over there.
Well,
She's busy.
She's busy.
You know,
She's got a lot
you don't have
going on.
time for relationships. What do you mean?
So what? Going to the prom means
Well,
she's
she's going
got to
with
make some
she's
sort
not
of
like
commitment?
Don, she's not going by herself. She's going with all her friends. Like she's got all her girls going.
Well, she was asked, and she said, I'm on assignment.
And she's
That's what she said. I'm on assignment.
I just worry because you just wonder
I'm
if
on
this
assignment.
like
She politely said, "I am actually going to college in a couple of months. It's volleyball, so I'll be leaving earlier than usual, and I don't have time."
You think they're listening in the limo,
listen.
Don?
I know what was expected at my prom, but that was 40 years ago.
Interesting.
Hey.
And I think that she's a strong, independent woman that can go on a date with a guy and not have to lead to marriage and children. For God's sake, I never heard this before. I'm sorry. I'm going to college. Like, let's shut it down.
Do you know what these kids are like today?
No, because when I know what they're like, and the thing is is that 50 years from now, our population is going to be a third of what it is. Because
but everything is like if it's not like if it's not a bold commitment with social media posts, then it's.
See, that's it.
Forget it.
Because they're doing these
she's like, I don't wanna do
promposal
this.
things.
Oh, yeah.
And now these guys are
Yeah.
yo-yos thinking, oh, now there's some sort of a commitment. Now, listen, she should do what she wants. Again, she's a strong, independent woman. She goes with her friends, whatever.
You feel bad. You do. Because it's like, kids make an effort and all that stuff. But, I mean, I understand
just
it.
don't know what's
She's like,
expected.
I'm going to college. Like, I'm leaving. Like, this is not a time to
On
get
a jet
into
plane.
anything.
But
Don't know if I'll
listen,
be back
I think the prom has evolved into something that I'm just not aware of.
You're going to
Are
have
you?
to have to learn at some point.
Did you? Did you go to the prom with your current girlfriend?
No, not with my current
Really?
girlfriend. No promposals or anything like that. There was
But when you went to the prom with
Yeah.
somebody, right?
Yeah.
Was there some sort of a commitment? Did you have to put put money down on a house?
No, not that I'm aware of. I'd have a house by now, I would think.
Jacob, how about you?
Don't make this awkward.
I'm not making it awkward. I'm just trying to.
I think we're well past
I got
The bottom line is that Jack Hughes didn't go with her. That's
I
it.
am happy for her. Like I said, strong, independent woman. I'm just not buying the reason.
Alan's
like
so
I'm
upset
going
with
to
this.
college.
I'm telling you.
They're all going to college.
Jack Hughes was her choice.
Look what you did.
He didn't want to go.
He's
right?
off the
That's it.
screen. You've upset him.
Matthew Schaefer, who's close to her age, apparently he's got a girlfriend, so he's not
Don't
available.
put me in an awkward situation. I don't think she did anything wrong. I'm just the excuse of I'm going to college. I'm not getting it.
Also, isn't Jack Hughes?
Am I alone here?
Isn't Jack Hughes unavailable?
You're not alone, but also I knew what was expected from me on prom night.
Really?
Okay.
Well, listen.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We live in a progressive
You were the
society.
Mariana Rivera of your high school.
Well, while we await,
I need to know these things because
I know.
Because in 9 years,
by the way,
Jalen's going to go.
Could be a completely different world by then. For all of this, prom posters are going to be on Roblox.
Kidding me?
Well, it sounds like the rate is that
On
if
Fortnite.
Jalen wants to go, the guy's going to have to come to my house,
Meet you.
He's going to
Ask for her hand.
bring a 6-pack of beer and just ask, can I bring your daughter to the prom?
Just Budweiser nips and go behind Clixies.
Well,
This is
what
what we do.
is your
Just so
plan? Do you
anybody
have
listening
son, do you have a job? How are you going to support Jalen?
that's looking for this.
Because this is the prom. This is there's a honeymoon after or something. I don't get it. I want to
going to start digging the moat now. Just start digging the moat now, man.
I just
Alan.
what is from Clueless? What's it? What is it? I got a pistol and a shovel, or something like that. Like
Hey,
I'm sure
Alan,
nobody will miss you.
If you have access to your email, Alan, take a look. Might be something ENN worthy, I think, that you might have to jump in and tell us about here. So
yeah, this is interesting. So we know how, again, there's a lot of talk about the celebrities going to all these, the NBA Finals games at the Garden and all that, and the cost of getting into this game. We've already told you how the Knicks and the Garden of Dreams Foundation are going to, donate tickets to each game. Well, how about this? So now the Knicks are going to auction off 2 celebrity row seats for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. They're auctioning this off. The auction is going to benefit the Garden of Dreams Foundation. So this fundraiser is going to begin on Thursday.
That's awesome.
So starts at noon. Go to Knicks.com/celebrity row auction.
Go Knicks!
And you can bid on celebrity row seats. If you win them, guess where you get to sit?
Celebrity row.
Yeah.
Celebrity row.
Danhausen could sit next to Kylie Jenner and Timothy Chalamet.
Shyamalama, right. But Game 3, first finals game at the Garden in 27 years, you can do this and help a great cause in the Garden of Dreams Foundation. This is amazing.
MSG been doing some cool stuff at these games.
I mean, it's just smart, isn't it?
Yes.
Smart to do.
Absolutely.
Help the foundation, benefit from all the attention and excitement about these games. Make sure you get some area kids into the game as well. But also, Celebrity Row, everybody's trying to get a ticket. Well, here's how you can do it.
Now, speaking of celebrities.
One more time, Knicks.com/celebrity row auction. It starts noon on Thursday.
Very, very cool. Speaking of celebrities, I have some not so great news. You guys remember Air Corgi? Have you seen him on social media, Dino?
Yeah.
Alan knows who he is.
Yeah.
He's a little corgi. He sits on top of the steps and his owner throws a bet. Yeah. So he's been betting he's been predicting, quote unquote.
How's he doing?
Well, he nailed the Western Conference Final to the game. Not just Spurs in 7 exact
Every
games.
game he got him right.
Unfortunately.
Crazy.
He has Spurs in 7 for the NBA Finals.
He has this thing dead even at 3-3 in Game 6, and when you watch the ball, when the Corgi hits the ball for the 7th game, the ball rims out of the Knicks side and bounces into the Spurs side, which almost tells me there's going to be like a missed shot or something late in Game 7.
Now, Jacob points out, and I'm not
That's
one to question the Corgi. He did have Knicks in 6 last year, Jacob?
Last year against the Pacers, he had Knicks in 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, listen.
How'd the Bodega Cat do, by the way?
Well,
Anthony?
Bodega Cat has Knicks.
Sweep!
So we're going with the
Cats.
Bodega Cat.
We're going with the Cats.
We're off the Corgi. We're going with the Bodega Cat.
There is
Knicks
somebody that
sweep.
actually had a cat. They had 2 bowls of water, Don. And one was Spurs and one was Knicks, and the cat walked up to the Knicks bowl 3 times and drank the water, and then after a 4th time drank the water, so it's a sweep. Then after drinking the Knick bowl, then he went over to the Spurs bowl and drank from that too.
Sure.
After, because that's important.
It's just funny what people are doing.
I know.
But the Corgi, this is
I'm disappointed in the Corgi.
Yeah, but I can't survive this.
See a Game 7? No.
Guys, it's my birthday. And the last time the Knicks played in the finals on my birthday was in 94. You know what game it was? Game 6.
That's not good.
That's the game where Hakeem Olajuwon got a little fingertip on a ball that was headed for destiny. I fell to my knees. Swear to God. Fell to my knees. My parents' living room.
I probably also fell to my knees.
I stayed there for hours.
Not good.
My dad's like, there's another game. I'm like, they're not winning that game.
Ugh. Ugh.
This was the one.
See, you were broken too.
Broken. Killed me.
It's all coming together. It's going to be the summer of Allen.
Oh, we had Summer of K long ago.
I'm telling you right now, you have no idea what free range Allen can do.
There won't be much summer left by the time this is all over.
It's all going to come together for Allen.
We announced the Beach Bash. He's got to be there for that.
The Knicks are going to win in 7. He's going to be on the air, getting emotional. It's going to go viral. Then the Yankees are going to win their first World Series since 2009.
Oh,
it's all going to come together. You're going to have to wear protection to work.
On that note, I think now is a good enough time as any.
I told you he's got a name or Jay.
Now, why would I be bringing up the NBA referees for the NBA Finals? The league released the full list on Tuesday.
It's important.
Scott Foster was picked to work his 19th finals, the most among current referees.
He's good. He's good.
Others besides Foster and Blair, Tony Brothers, his 15th finals.
Oh, my goodness. Tony Brothers continues to get finals.
Mark Davis, his 15th finals.
Zach Zarba?
James Capers, his 14th finals.
Oh, no.
Zach Zarba.
Yeah!
13th finals.
Zach Zarba. He was the crew chief. He's a Brooklyn guy. He used to call games at the Jewish Center on Eastern Parkway.
John Goebel, Josh Tiven, James Williams, Courtney Kirkland, Sean Wright, and Tyler Ford round out your
Zarba's
officials.
got to get one Garden game.
Just for
you
spite.
You know that's got to mean something. In his hometown?
Yes.
I wonder if we can get him on. Would they let referees talk?
I can't imagine that would be.
You don't think they let referees talk?
I don't think so. We could try.
After?
Yeah, Spike knows him. We'll get him.
Apparently he does, yeah.
Before we even get to the NBA Finals, guys, we have a Stanley Cup final that's starting tonight.
That's right.
Sure do.
Hurricanes, Vegas Golden Knights. Now's as good a time as any. What are your predictions? Don?
Carolina in 6. They're the better
agree.
team. Got to see them a lot. Obviously, with the Devils, they can roll 4 lines. And give Rod Brindamore credit. Bussy was the better goaltender.
Oh, yeah.
Won 33 games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Frederick Anderson didn't exactly have the greatest of postseasons, and he went with him, and he's been great.
Yeah.
Frederick Anderson's on pace to have the greatest run of a goaltender in Stanley Cup final history in terms of how many goals that he has allowed.
Yeah, it's
Granted,
amazing.
he's going to play less games than
okay. You mean total goals against?
Total goals against throughout the entire
game
playoffs.
that they allowed more than 2 was the game they lost against Montreal. That game 1 where they gave up 5.
Yeah.
I think it was 6, but 1 was with the empty net. They've been spectacular. And I'm going to tell you something that you might surprise you.
Okay.
One of the biggest players in this game, in a series like this, and he's a forgotten player, and might turn out to be way more decorated than his brothers, is Jordan Staal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he wins face-offs. He's in every big play. He's 107 tomorrow, I think.
Wow, good for him.
Because they don't have a superstar.
Nope.
But they don't have a weakness either. They've got a great blue line. They got guys. They're not household names. I mean, Sebastian Aho,
Ehlers has been nice for them.
Ehlers, who they got from Winnipeg. But none of them are like superstars. Like the stars are on Vegas, right?
Yes.
They've got Eichel. They've got Marner. But I'm telling you, this Carolina team, it's their time. It really is. It's been 20 years, too. Last time they won the Cup was 2006.
Miller's been great. Keandre Miller's played very, very well for Carolina on the back end. That has been a nice
Seth Jarvis is an amazing player.
What did I say in the meeting? Because you guys just said 6. I said 6.
You said 5 or 6.
I said 5
or 6.
Yeah,
but if you want to jump on the bandwagon with us, it's plus 430 in certain sports books for Carolina in 6.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going.
Okay.
But I'm rooting for Vegas because of Torts.
Yeah, your heart.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Vegas because of Tortorella, because I love Torts. I know I see a lot of Ranger fans don't like Carolina. I don't fully get it. I know they've had some run-ins, but we beat them.
But
when we play them,
you can make the case the reason it's been 20 years since Carolina's won a cup is because they kept having to run into the Rangers.
It's their Pacers.
The Rangers had their number.
It's their Pacers.
This is not the first time they've been the best team in the East, or at least in the Metropolitan Division. And every year in the second round, they face the Rangers and fold. That's probably the biggest thing is they didn't have to face the Rangers.
Norris Trophy came out today. Zach Werenski won. NHL's top all-around defenseman. He topped Cale Makar. He topped Rasmus Dahlin.
Yeah.
Some
Matthew Schaefer.
Yes, Alan. Some local flavor. Fox got one fifth-place vote. He was the last guy listed on the voting, and Schaefer got 3 fourth-place votes and 5 fifth-place votes.
I think that's very
20-plus goals.
Yeah.
He deserves it. And by the way, get it while you can because this kid's probably going to collect a bunch of them. Just predicting.
No, you're so right. He's going to.
He's very, very.
He's going to collect a bunch of them.
He's going to be terrific.
Well, stay healthy is the key, as we know. But
Zach Werenski, he assisted on the golden goal.
It's been a good year for Zach. All right, I said we were going to get to the story, and I think we have enough time now.
Let's do it.
Former Texas Tech quarterback, Brendan Sorsby's college eligibility will be decided in the near future after a 2-hour hearing yesterday in Lubbock County District Court. Attorneys for Sorsby are seeking a temporary injunction permitting him to play in 2026 after the NCAA ruled him ineligible and denied his request for reinstatement. Why, you might ask?
Why?
Well, he placed thousands of bets on college and professional sports, including his own team during his career.
Was that wrong?
Sorsby wagered approximately $90,000 over 4 years and continued to gamble on professional sports this year after transferring from Cincinnati to Texas Tech. According to a 4-page list of stipulated facts, Sorsby and Texas Tech submitted to the NCAA acknowledging his action. Sorsby placed at least 40 bets involving Indiana football, totaling more than $1,400 while he was a quarterback for the Hoosiers in 2022 and 2023.
Wow.
This just doesn't seem like it's going to end well for this kid.
No. Is he any good?
I don't know. First, really, I'm hearing of him, to be honest.
This would be a time to just go pro. This would be the time to just, I'm all right, I'm out. He's going to probably have to just spend a year training and then finding a way to play pro football if he's any good.
Or go to Gamblers Anonymous, one of the two.
I just don't. Do you guys see the NCAA allowing this kid to play this year?
Here's the problem. The NCAA is doing so many dumb things when it comes to allowing players to play. Did you see another hockey player? 2 years in the ECHL. 2 years. He just saw him at Arizona State.
Yeah, you sent that to me. That was really funny.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You played 2 professional years, but now he's got eligibility. 23-year-old freshman. 23-year-old freshman. What are we doing? So you're going to tell me that that's okay. Now, betting on college sports while you're playing college sports, that's going to be a lot harder to pardon.
Yeah.
Really hard to pardon that.
Now, it's interesting, guys. The reason that they want to expedite this is Sorsby's attorneys asked for a decision by June 15th so that Sorsby can decide on whether or not he wants to enter the NFL supplemental draft by June 22nd.
Again.
Who is taking this?
Well, that's the thing. Is he any good?
Yeah,
He's got 2,800 yards in his career. In 2025, 27 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
And that's a good program, Texas Tech.
Yeah, and he played some. I mean, look,
program.
Is he
Cincinnati
a guy that
was where he was.
All you want to do at this point for him is just get on a practice squad, right?
You would think so.
Find yourself on a practice squad and just get somebody that are willing to develop you and see if you can, because he's done.
Now,
honestly, how do you forget? You can't forgive betting on college sports when literally the rule is you can't bet on college sports. The problem is, though, is that he is not, of course, acting alone. This is not just rampant in college sports among young men. It's become an addiction. And it's a dangerous place that college sports is in. But I also remind everybody, it's not like it's new. Just because there's apps now, it's a lot easier to get to, to be able to access the ability to bet on things. But come on, this is a tale as old as time. This has gone on before. It's a dangerous place, though, that college is in right now with a lot of these betting sites.
Compromises everything.
Yeah, and these kids, they crave competition. They're addicted to it, and it becomes something that they can't stop doing.
Ian Begley has tweeted out Mitchell Robinson's listed as questionable for Game 1 of the finals tomorrow due to a fractured right fifth metacarpal. Now, keep in mind, everybody, we all said pinky, and that's what it was. It seems to be, and if you're on YouTube, that it's not his pinky. It's actually the bone that connects the pinky to the wrist, which is why you're seeing the wrap just on here.
Right.
So he
The
actually
lower
does
part, yeah.
have the ability, I would think, to use his pinky. I imagine it would be very painful. Nothing has changed surrounding the injury. He'll push to play, and the Knicks remain hopeful he'll be out there. Robinson practiced with the team and iced his hand afterward.
And shook hands, firm handshakes.
Firm handshakes.
Which you don't do if you have a lot of pain in that hand. And what you have to guess is, like I said, the mentality has to be, whatever it takes, Coach. Whatever it takes. Right? Cut me, Mick. Whatever
this is your dream, right?
Yep.
You can't have that stand in the way.
No.
But at the same time,
you can't have him negatively affect you, though. If he can't catch a ball,
that'd be a problem.
If they slap at every time he's holding the ball, if the Spurs are like, hit that hand as hard as you can every time.
It's like Hack-a-Mitch times 2.
Really?
Yeah.
It's literally Hack-a-Mitch.
Yeah. That would be concerning. Now,
and would you blame them?
No.
No.
You know that there's an injury, and you want to try and exploit it to the best, in the cleanest way possible, to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me, but we'll see what it looks like. If he's out there, if he's not out there. One way or the other, tomorrow, we will be at Stout, 3 o'clock.
Yep.
Leading you up until 7 o'clock. Extended pregame with Pat O'Keefe, 7 to 7:30. Then, 7:30, it starts.
and if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong.
He is.
Pat O'Keefe in San Antonio.
Pat O'Keefe made it down to San Antonio.
God bless
That is
him.
correct. And
Yes.
hang on now. Hang on. After that, in San Antonio, doing the show after till 1 o'clock in the morning.
You almost got to do it.
You have to.
You almost demand to do it.
You have to do it. And that's what
Must
he's doing.
listen.
You guys might be wondering, we're 23 minutes into ENN, Anthony. What's going on? There's no...
You hungry, T? You want to send the kid for my job fresh?
Clean day.
Said the kid.
It was a clean day.
Clean day.
That's why we didn't do the hellos.
I felt like it was a clean day. I could do something if you'd like.
No.
I could use a good ass kicking.
Yeah, see, there you go.
See, I like it better when we end ENN with the drops.
You
suck, Busick. Thank you, Peter.
So what you're saying is instead of saying hello, we say goodbye.
Goodbye, yeah.
You know what? That also
I don't
makes
even
sense.
dare to.
Well-
That also makes sense when ENN's closing the show, right?
Yeah, and I'll leave you with this.
Go Knicks!
I could have done without that.
That's ENN. I'm sorry.
It's really the only negative of this run.
But it's
Is
working.
Danhausen.
God, it's working.
Stop it. You know what's working? Them playing well, okay?
Oh, no.
Don't met this thing up.
Let the dogs out!
So we got to overcome that.
Yeah.
I think the spread's actually changed since that.
We might have to look.
That
actually
was
has
ENN,
changed.
brought to you by Fanatics Fest NYC. Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through 19th. See Aaron Judge, LeBron James, Jalen Brunson, John Cena, and hundreds more at the world's largest sports fan festival. Tickets available now at fanaticsfest.com. Last call, crew, 1-800-919-3776. Don Hahn and Rosenberg till 7. Then it's Ty Butler on ESPN New York.
New York Knicks, the NBA Finals.
You know who the face of the NBA is? Right here in New York. Jalen Brunson, baby. He's the face of New York. We deserve this. Bring them all on. Let's go, boys. I haven't even slept yet, so I don't even know if it's sunk in.
They are locked in. They're healthy. They are rested, but they are the team that's going to be the underdog in the final. I love it.
Go, New York. Go, New York. Go.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. 21 plus and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Partner with Amazon Hub Delivery to earn extra revenue for your business with your business. Assist with local Amazon deliveries and get paid for each package you deliver. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. You'll gain extra revenue, increase exposure for your business, and connect with your neighbors. Plus, it's easy to get started with no delivery experience, long-term contracts, or startup costs required. If you're interested in learning more, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
The Knicks.
This is a team that is very talented and is playing its absolute highest level of basketball.
The Spurs.
The Knicks have been completely unstoppable.
The NBA Finals.
They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
I talk about how great we are. That doesn't matter. We just got to worry about being ourselves and just stay locked in and, go win.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Protecting your home inside and out.
Wherever your day takes you, across New Jersey, into New York, or down to Philadelphia, New Jersey Transit gets you there. Skip the traffic and stay on track. With busy travel periods ahead, plan ahead, check schedules, and allow extra time for your trip. From workdays to weekends, New Jersey Transit keeps your routine moving with reliable, convenient service. Ride smart. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Alan just sent this over to me. I guess Jim Dolan did a sit-down with Steve Serby.
Yeah, Serby does the Q&As.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was really good.
Now, and I want to bring this up for personal reasons as well. The question was, you lost in 5 to the Spurs in 1999. Answer, I don't try to remember those losses. There's only one loss that sticks in my head, and I've never been able to shake it. And this is going to confirm something we've been saying for a long time, especially on the Michael Kay Show, that Dolan might be a bigger hockey fan than basketball fan. It was against the Buffalo Sabres in the playoffs.
How about that?
We were up, I think, by 2 goals in the third, and it slipped away. And, of course, who stole it from us was this young player on Buffalo named Chris Drury. I'll never forget coming home from that game and just feeling so devastated. Question from Serby. There was no Nick loss that left you devastated like that? Not like that. So how about that?
You remember that game?
Now, I remember that game.
I bet Anthony does.
For this reason. That was in Buffalo. So I was doing the pre and post from the studio. That was 2007. Nick, the Rangers had swept the Thrashers, and they're playing in the second round. and that was the big goal in overtime, but from Drury. You know who I was watching that with? I'm going to tell you who I was watching that with.
Tell me.
Alan Hahn and Zach Hahn.
Oh, my God.
You were in the studio, and you came in because you were going to do the show after the Knicks game. And you came in with Zach, and there was a big NBA game, too. I think it might have been Heat Bulls. And this sticks with me. I was just thinking about it the other day, too. I don't know why. But, like, you came in, grabbed a chair, sat right down in front of the TV. One TV had the Rangers Sabres. The other TV, I think it was Heat Bulls. And you're like, Donnie, you got to watch this basketball game. They're beating each other up, man. They're killing each other. And all this is going on, and Zach's like, I think he was like playing a video game or something.
Probably.
And you're like,
DS.
You're like, Zach, overtime hockey. What are you doing? You play hockey. Why can't? He's like, these kids, man, they just can't watch games on TV.
And now,
do you
Don,
remember that day?
I do. Now it's coming back to me. You know what's funny? He must have been 10 years old.
Right.
Yeah, he had to have been 10. Now he's texting me like the Knicks are in the middle of a playoff game, a 20-0 rally, or whatever, and he's like, are you watching this, Canes Canadians game? I'm like, no, I'm at a game, Zach. Like, it's just so funny as they get older, they get psychotic into watching. But that I remember that now. Wow.
And I
just took me back.
And I'm just confirming that game that he's talking about. I think he's got it wrong being down, unless he's talking about game one.
We got to bring up old stuff.
But
I see now, Anthony.
Because I think he's talking about game 5, which was the Sabres won 2-1. Drury scored the tying goal with 8 seconds left.
There.
And Maxima Finiganov scored the game in the first overtime.
Yeah, that's what he's talking
about. So they were up 1-0, but still, both goals came in the third period. Think about this. Martin Straka scores at 16:41 of the third.
Hang on. Everybody hang on.
What's the matter?
Strange pull.
Not for me, but I can't imagine that Martin Straka's getting everybody.
No. Martin Straka, people have heard of. It's the guy who scored the game-winning goal. The Maxima
Finiganov.
At
4:39 of overtime. So he had the score wrong, but and we always used to argue. Like, people always say, Dolan doesn't care about the Rangers, he only cares about the Knicks.
No, he
Listen,
does.
From a financial standpoint, I'm sure the Knicks take priority.
They're his moneymaker, yeah.
But Michael's always told me, and it's confirmed, he's always been a bigger hockey fan than a basketball fan. That doesn't mean he's not a big basketball fan. Of course he is. That's his team. But he does love the Rangers, does care about the Rangers. Carl Rakunik had the first assist from Martin Straka, and the secondary assist was Brendan Shanahan. That's not a strange pull.
No, it's not.
So it wasn't 2-0, but it's still a heartbreat because you score you think's the game-winning goal with less than 4 minutes to play.
God,
that's amazing. Great job out of Surrey to pull that, but wow. So feel good about that, Anthony.
I don't. Thanks.
He said, I don't. Come
on. It was 2000. Where were you at? How old were you? You're 13 years
old. I
was
was 13 years old. Listen, that was coming off the dark years.
Right.
We didn't know how good we had at these last 5-10.
You're 13 years old. Your marbles will dry. Let's go to Jason in Patterson. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Jason?
Guys, first of all, it's always an honor to talk to you, Don and Hahn. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Good to have you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sure.
We got you.
All right. So I want to talk about Mitchell Robinson, why he has to play. And this is going to be a hot take, and you guys can take it. But if Mitchell Robinson, the reason why he has to play, I don't care about his finger and all this other stuff. He will go down in history because if he plays and if that tape on that finger gets bloodied, he'll go down in history just like Schilling with a bloody sock. And it will be redemption for Ewing in the finger roll with Elijah one. How do you guys feel about that?
Listen, I love it. You should be a screenwriter. But that's a little much.
That's a lot much.
Then Spurs fans are going to claim that it was ketchup and it was all made up.
Yeah, I like my story better. I like the fact that they found the needle that Willis Reed used, and they stuck it in his hand and said, "Get out there and play." Can you imagine if they did that story? Well, yeah, the needle happened to be at the Garden. It was just sitting there.
I loved where his head's at, man, because it's it's just a storybook, right? What's going on? It really just feels that way. It's got to end with them. There's just too much. It would just ruin everything.
It would ruin everything. You can't ruin everything, right? Don't ruin everything.
Never, Mike.
That's like Julian Champagne, who says, all his friends are from New York, are rooting for the Knicks. He wants to ruin their plans. No, you don't. You know deep down you don't.
Well, no, come on.
You don't.
That goes away. Stop it.
Don't ruin their plans.
Stop it.
No, you don't want to do this.
You really think he doesn't want to win a title?
I know he wants to win a title, Don. I'm being facetious.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you've had a weird day today. You're worried that Brunson's got a cold that's going to affect Game 1. Like, you're all over the place, man. You are teetering.
I'm starting to feel it. No, I got to admit, tomorrow's going to be rough.
Don. He's going through it.
No, because
tomorrow's going to be a tough one.
Very seldom do you get, and it's sports, so it's not. I like to say it's not real life because this is what we do for a living, right? So it's more than that. It's his fandom, but it's also professionally, like how big it can be if the Knicks win for his fandom and also professionally. It could be a big deal, and it also could be, a gut-wrenching, heartbreaking moment. It's right there. It's one of the two things are going to happen, right? And how often do you go to a crossroads in life in which you don't control? You can't control the Knicks winning or losing, where it's going to be complete euphoria for you professionally and personally, or be a horror show. Not that you're not going to do a good job on the air even if they lose, but still, it's going to be like, right?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Honestly,
but it's got to happen.
I don't know. And that's the worst part is it's the post game is like that's the part. The post game could either be euphoric or it's going to be just monitor. Like honestly, like at some point you're human. Like, all right, let's watch the highlights of this crap.
And the thing is,
here we go. There's Wemby dunking again. Okay.
And here's
what do you want me to do? You want me to get excited? Wow, what a play! No.
And the thing is, I don't even want to talk this into existence. But
please don't.
But the point is that the professional side of us, the journalistic side, would look at you not handling it as a bad thing.
Oh, I'll get killed. Yeah, I can't.
But that's exactly what the fans want from you. Because that's what they're feeling, right?
Well, like they always say, you have to be as authentic as you can, right?
Right.
You want to be professional, and that's always going to be part of the deal. But you understand, our show, like you'll see tomorrow night, when Game 1's over, if you go to MSG and there's 4 seconds left on the clock, right? Let's say the ball goes out of bounds and it's like 4 seconds. They're just dribbling it out. If you just don't even watch the last 4 seconds, go to MSG, it immediately comes on. Like the second the game ends, we're on the air. So there's no take a breath. There's no nothing that doesn't exist. You have no time to just kind of get your thoughts, collect your thoughts. And a lot of these games this year have been blowouts, so it's been kind of easy to go right into a postgame because you've already got plenty to think about, prepare. You're not even watching the fourth quarter half the time because the fourth quarter didn't matter for the majority of the time. If these are going to be like I expect, these are going to be tough, close games. Yeah, that last game, if it's not a win, you're going right on the air.
And for people that don't understand, and we're not expecting you to feel sorry for Alan or feel sorry for me.
Oh God, I'm not looking for sympathy. No.
But this is the life we lead.
Yeah. So this is the life we chose.
If Alan sucks it up, shows no emotion, just plays Mr. Journalist in that postgame show, he will get accolades from everybody in the business about how professional he was. He might even win an Emmy because of it.
Doubtful.
But I'm being serious. Like that you were able to handle put your emotions aside. You went and did your job. You'll be congratulated by all of your bosses. Everybody will say, what an amazing job. And the fans will be like, really, Alan? And if you just are mush and show your emotions, you'll get eviscerated by the papers. You'll be eviscerated by professionals. You may be reprimanded by your bosses.
Booed.
Every fan watching that will fall deeper in love with you for it. That's the juxtaposition that we're in this business when you play fan or professional.
But
because
they're
both on opposite sides. No, I'm not being performative.
No, I'm saying I'm like this is serious. Like I'm not joking around now. I'm being dead serious. Like I had a weekend to think about this. I've had we haven't had a lot to do other than the radio show and some get up. But other than that, no games. So I've thought about it. Like, okay, this is it now. Like what happens? I've said this to Meredith and I've said it to Gelbsy. I've said like how much I admired like they had these runs and they got to be part of a lot of fun. Gelbs had to see a loss and see a run come to an end. Meredith recently got to see one come to an end, but it's how do you handle that in that moment? And it's like I'm now thinking to myself, you're not performing, you're not doing that, and to hold back emotion doesn't make sense either. So
yeah, you don't want to be a blabbering idiot. But,
right.
But I just think that.
Well, first of all, look, I'm a grown man. I'm not gonna burst into tears if they lose. It's not what I do. I'm not gonna stamp my feet and complain.
No, but I think the fans are going to want to see.
It'll be a gut punch.
You feel it.
It'll be a gut punch, and I think it'll be obvious. And I don't think I'm going to hide that. But it's not going to be easy to process. Like to sit there and be on live television and be able and have to process the fact that, like I said to you, I'm dead serious. When the thought I had that really scared me the most was I thought to myself, if this doesn't happen, I probably will. I'll be convinced I'm never going to see it in my lifetime. And that's the hardest thing to come to grips with, to be honest with you. Right?
Well,
like that's the hard. And there's a lot of people my age, you and I, our age, that are Knicks fans that have gone through this that are probably going to feel the same way. Like, you know what? I don't think it's ever going to happen. Never. Right? If not now, I keep saying it. If not now, when?
Well, we'll get into that coming back. More of your calls. Last call crew, Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg until 7. Then it's Ty Butler on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
This is a team that is very talented and is playing its absolute highest level of basketball.
The Spurs.
The Knicks have been completely unstoppable.
The NBA Finals.
They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
I talk about how great we are. It doesn't matter. We just got to worry about being ourselves and just stay locked in and, go win.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Hey, New York, are you okay to drive? Did you know that driving under the influence isn't just limited to drinking alcohol? Cannabis, prescription drugs, and street drugs can all impair your ability to think and react behind the wheel. Drugs, alone or combined with alcohol, can cause poor coordination and lack of focus. Don't put your life on the line or take someone else's away. Cabs, rideshare, or public transportation are at your fingertips. The New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee is reminding you to make a safe choice. Always drive sober.
If you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Slomin's is here to change the game with their preseason super sale. They're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2026 refrigerant-compliant R45-4B systems expertly installed by their certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right. Get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Plus, they're including a comprehensive service plan for 5 years, including annual system checks, filter replacement, and refrigerant to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Call Slomin's today at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000 or visit ac.slomans.com. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
The New York Knicks, the NBA Finals.
You know who the face of the NBA is? Right here in New York, Jalen Brunson, baby. He's the face of New York. We deserve this. Bring them all on. Let's go, boys.
I haven't even slept yet, so I don't even know if it's sunk in.
They are locked in. They're healthy. They are rested, but they are the team that's going to be the underdog in the final. I love it.
Go, New York. Go, New York. Go.
NBA Finals Game 1 coverage begins Wednesday night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Listen up. Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th for 4 days of nonstop action right in the middle of the biggest sports weekend of the summer. See more than 500 athletes and celebrities, including Aaron Judge, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson, Jay-Z, Travis Scott, and hundreds more. All at the world's #1 sports fan festival. Tickets are on sale now. Grab yours before they're gone at fanaticsfest.com.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets. So go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
For the first time since 1999, the Knicks are headed to the NBA Finals.
And the 27-year wait is over. They will play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. 4 wins away from an NBA championship.
This group got tighter and more accountable as the days got closer to June.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including New York Presbyterian, NYC Department of Corrections, Boost Mobile, and the Parisman Firm on ESPN New York.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
All right, let's get through these last call crew at 1-800-919-3776. Ty Butler at 7 o'clock. Mets baseball at 9. Rod in Bethlehem, you're on ESPN New York.
Hey, Don, how's it going? I got to speak to Alan.
Sure.
Alan, being the fact that you were born in the same hospital that I was born in, that's no longer existing.
Smithtown General.
I got to talk to you. Yes, I got to talk to you. We don't want to hear this negative. We don't want to hear that on 7-game when you're in 94 that it missed. This is the positive. You are us, Alan. You are the Knicks fan. You went and saw Herb Williams was brought up a couple of weeks ago. You saw him as a player, and you saw him as a coach. Don, he was a coach from 2003, interim coach and assistant coach on the Knicks staff from 2003 to 2014. And, Alan, you watched those games.
Yeah.
When the Knicks win the championship, and they go to clocks goes to 0-0 on that clock, and they go to MSG.
Okay.
If I don't see tears in your eyes, or if you're not a crier, unaudible words that come out of your mouth of joy. That's the only thing that we need. Get this out of your head. That if we lose, what you're going to do? That's not going to happen. And I'll tell you exactly why. Did you see in Game 4 the Knicks transition points and fast break points in the first half?
Oh,
that
ridiculous.
was purposeful.
Oh, yeah.
Now, does this work? If they realize, if Mike Brown came in and said, listen, that offense that we installed during training camp, that you guys came to me a month later and said that, you know what, we're going to have to make adjustments. He brought that back and times it by 10. They were running on leaks. Yep. They were running misses, makes, on everything. Yep. This is a track game. So they're going to run, and they can go. This is a team that's Tom Thibodeau muscle. They have that Tom Thibodeau. They don't have those Tom Thibodeau miles on their legs, but they have that muscle memory of Tom Thibodeau, where they can go for 40 minutes, and they go 5 deep if they add in Alvarado and Clarkson. Okay, so we're going to try to make it a track meet for 3 quarters, and if the game's close or we have the lead in the fourth quarter, we have Jalen Brunson.
Enter Sandman.
That's the game plan. We are winning it. Get ready.
I love it. I needed that.
Okay.
I needed that.
Well, there you go.
I needed that. I'm back. I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready to do the Knicks NBA Final preview show, which you'll see at 8 o'clock on MSG. So once I'm done here, heading over to the studio to get ready for that. So now I'm ready for that. My head's in the right place now. I needed that.
Good job, Rod. Let's go to Merv in Queens. You're on ESPN New York.
Fellas, this guy just stole all my thunder. I was going to rip Allen just a little bit. Allen, Dolan is your boy. Tell us you're going to rip off a tie, kick a table. Listen to me, man. I'm telling you, I feel it. Brunson will die on that court before he lets this team lose. And I'm telling you, don't hang up on me. I'm going to call back in 2 weeks. Listen to where you heard it first. The Knicks are sweeping them. I'm telling you, celebrate, Allen.
Sweet.
Good luck tomorrow. Don, I was with you from before you used to have your kids. You were about to have strokes on the radio. I missed those days. And I was actually listening to a local San Antonio radio show. They're scared of us, the fans over there. Everything is going our way. Why? We're so cursed and PTSD'd out that we can't even be positive. It's time,
Oh, no.
man.
Don't get me wrong
People
now.
have died. It's been decades. And
Don't get me
Alan,
wrong.
you're the
I am
epitome of
positive.
The nicest guy.
I am positive.
I'm talking about like talk-ish positive, like 4-zip. You got to lose your mind. You're a street captain out there. I'm telling you this. And I've turned over so many of my young friends to talk show radios. They used to call me creepy that I've been listening to you guys from Bart and Ricky and all this stuff, man. It feels right. Everything is right. I'm in Queens. No one is doing anything in the streets. People are looking at their watches and clocks, just waiting for tomorrow. People are holding doors. Thank you, guys. Good luck,
you got
man.
it. I listen, the thing is, you don't have to sweep. That would be nice. 15 straight would be, wow.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying, brace yourself.
That's game 4 at the Garden, Don. Yes, you do. If you're up 3-0, you got to get that one. But
Yeah.
I don't even. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
I'm all for being positive, but you also have to be realistic, okay? And that would be one heck of a run.
This is so surreal right now. I can't even.
But I understand why you feel it because, again, who thought 11 in a row? I keep going back to that Friday after they lost Game 3. It's like
there's a morgue.
You know, we never said they were done in the series. We were like, how is this team winning a championship?
I just
they
said,
can't even close out games against Atlanta. Come on.
You even said it. That you said at that time they're gonna get through the series, but it's a bad look, right? That's what we kept saying.
Yeah.
And I just kept saying, like, I'm not giving up on this team because they are. What I know about them is they're hard to kill. They've never been easy. When they've lost series, they've never made it easy. Right? They were down 3-1. Like, they made the Pacers. The Pacers had to take them out last year, even though they gave them the first 2 games, but they had to take them out. 2 years ago they got to 7, but they had nobody left. Everybody was banged up, hurt. Well, OG's got one leg, but they were like, no, you got to knock us out, right? Like, hey, yo, Paulo, I didn't hit no bell. Like that's what this team is.
Yeah, but there's other things. Listen, it doesn't matter what anybody says. They got to go out there and they got to play, right? There is no, we say, touch the money or whatever. But still, there's a lot of extenuating circumstances, right? I mean, you just don't want to mess with the karma because it's not even just about winning. It's about staying healthy and not having anything go wrong, right? There's that unseen hand, right, that you're not expecting. So just let's let it play out. You got to love their chances, enjoy it, because I just don't need Allen they're going to sweep and then they lose on Wednesday and it's like, oh my God, no, stop. It's bound to happen. 15 straight, man. That would tie the NBA record in the postseason with Golden State. It was a super team.
Yeah.
But listen, if you're Richard, Mike, Jay, hang in there because Ty Butler's coming up next. But tomorrow we're going to be at Stout.
That's Stout.
35th between 7th and 8th. Even though the game is in San Antonio, we are still going to be out and about. So if you want to watch the game, hang with us. We're going to be there from 3 until 7.
Come see us.
So come by, say
hello.
Put
on MSG tonight, 8 o'clock. Knicks
Should be a lot of
show.
fun. Yes, MSG, 8 o'clock, pregame show. They'll be doing those shows on the off days, and, of course, their coverage begins at 7 o'clock on game days. It's on, man. We've waited so long. It's finally going to be happening. Tomorrow will be game day. Game 1, NBA Finals, Knicks and the Spurs. for it all. Ty Butler up next at 9 o'clock. It's Mets baseball on ESPN New York.
Summer's here. People are outside walking more, traveling, going to games, barbecues, the beach, just enjoying life. But if you have joint pain, sciatica,